Hello, hello, hello. Let's wait a few minutes to see who's gonna join in. In the meantime, let me see. Let me add what I'm waiting for. What I'm waiting for diligence I'm doing. Decide to while I'm killing some time. Decide to join live with this bad weather. Where is everybody at? Who's watching? Who's watching? Regular protect the kids from NYC. That Epstein. You guys are crazy. NYC seems to be doing well. He seems to he hasn't lost support at all. NYC, that future. Yeah. Yeah, it's been quite a year. So the year's just started. It's been crazy. I'm about to start a travel series. The Dubai, Monaco, then Turkey. I mean, kind of want to be focusing on more lifestyle and culture and food and the nightlife and, kind of changing, give the space a different perspective. Of what I'm saying, everybody going to the same space, nothing new. Everybody streaming from a couch. The only person who's doing something kind of different is a social owner. City was stuck in Chicago earlier. He got some nice, very nice equipment. So I'm about to do the exact same thing, kind of, but more internationally. Sharing from the time I travel to the time I'm arriving. Yep. Because the more I look at the space, just a big mess. I think it's time to step a few notch up. Because it's just dismal. It's just bad, bad, bad. E-begging and imagine you can make cost you travel. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Do fundraising, but the thing is the focus. I mean, what are you showing? What's the outcome? Where the chat is more interesting. Yes, I don't. Yeah, NYC got his support, bro. And then who else? There's nothing really interesting in this space at all. That's what I've been observing. Nothing interesting at all. At all. Even Razor hasn't been live. I see Chris going live once in a while. Different type of content. But this time I'll be showing, like I said, it's going to be Dubai, Monaco, Istanbul. And then after that, I will see. It's not the greatest time because it's kind of cold. It's winter. But let's see. Let's see how things turn out to be. Yeah, Dubai's going to be nice because Dubai is warm. That could be quite interesting. So maybe I want to focus more on the UAE, not only Dubai, but Dubai got the United Arab Emirates got got 7 Emirates. People focus on Dubai, but you have Dubai, you have Abu Dhabi, you have Ras Al Khaimah, you have Fujairah, you have Al Quwain, Sharjah, Ajman. I'm gonna do kind of a whole tour of those places and see the culture, deal with local Emiratis, talk to them, show the food, the nightlife, the traditions, and all the new things like the Museum of the Future. I've seen they just built a new hotel with a plane on top and go to the tallest, the world tallest hotel, go to Burj Khalifa, just show different things, I see that probably kind of change my algorithm up because I've seen that people are focusing more on gossip. When I'm putting a gossip, I get like 40 80 people in line. Let's talk about travel. If it's not gossip, you don't want to hear it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Man, I know people are interested in seeing the dating scene. I'll show that too. Talk to who's going to be on camera, do interviews, and show upscale real estate, stuff like that in those different places. 5-star hotels, 4-star hotel, 3-star hotels, affordable hotel, 2-star, pretty much show the whole. Because people have this misconception of Dubai. They think everything expensive. No, it's pretty much can cater to budget. I want to start doing a series where we can see how cheap you can eat as well. Show a different place, like it's kind of like they don't really have street food per se, but have those places where it's the equivalent of street food, where you have affordable food. Show the culture, people from Egypt, people from different places. Show the culture as a whole. Yeah. Who's watching? Who's watching? From where? Beside regular. Where are you based out of? Give me a minute, guys. A minute. 1 second. 1 second. All the travel for free with the United Arab Emirates, and the place which is really cheap is Istanbul, but it's cold, so I'm not sure if we're gonna be doing Istanbul. So I, I, I think I'm gonna focus on more on the UAE, show all the 7 Emirates, then maybe do Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Oman, all those neighboring countries, and show something different aspect of things. So show a different part of the travel space. Maybe go to a sense place. If it's not the DR, it's Colombia and Brazil. And personally, I think those places are just overrated, overrated, overrated. And the idea is to bring something totally different. So yeah, totally different. Yeah, that's gonna be my focus for this year. Also talk about business, real estate, investments, and stuff like that. Because I think we need to bring some interesting thing in this space. Just not the same part or the same thing. I mean, see something totally different. I think we're capable of doing this, but I don't know why people are focusing just on the comfort zone. Because I'm watching this, I'm like, wow, everybody's showing the exact same thing. There's nothing new at all, at all, at all, at all. People are looking for crash out, and I it's God for fortunate because I think the idea of this space should be to lift each other up. Of course, take responsibility for one's action, but not make it the focus of things. I've seen that everybody talk about NYC is everywhere, 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 everywhere. And I think maybe the approach should be to get all the detail firsthand instead of just because so far, I mean, I know he said the wrong thing, and we need to understand that NYC is not the brightest guy. So he said some stuff out of without measuring the consequences of his actions, of his words, so he has to be very careful. And then if would have remained quiet, would have been better. instead of addressing publicly and just give people some much to feed on, So let's see. But as I was saying, it's gonna be totally different. Uh, I'm back into my traveling mode. I didn't travel much last year, but this year I'm gonna hit Asia as well. They've been to Thailand, so I will check Thailand out. But not Pattaya. Not I will just do something different. I will do Hong Kong as well. Thailand. I will also do Malaysia, Singapore. All So I want to do a kind of an Asian tour. What else? What? Which other country which is close? Even Georgia. Go to Tbilisi, which is good. Moldova. What else? I will also do kind of focus also on East Europe and show the culture. Show the culture. Or the CDG policy is not a lie. Asked me to go live. I don't even see him. Yeah. I thought maybe he had a specific topic he wanted to talk about. You know, not sure who's watching. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what's going to be this year. My travel outcome. Show the space that we can do it. That you have black travelers who focus on different things. Focus on culture, on lifestyle, on businesses. Because so far, if you look at it, we've heard so many people claiming they do this, they do that, but you don't see anything per se. It's just this word. You know, there's nothing wrong showing you lifestyle, what you do, and kind of like your daily routine, and see that that you have high value men in this space, not just people focusing on the same thing. Because I mean, what are we showing? That the only thing we know, the idea of this whole movement initially, the move, I don't want to say the word, but it was to tr- initially the idea was to run away from Western women and to find conservative women. But what do we see? They're running from the United States, from the West, to go look for prepaid women. Doesn't make any sense at all, you know. And then I'm like, I said, what are we saying? I mean, that issue that we are not capable of finding a suitable mate, a regular working woman, but yet when you got some traveler, in order for them even to eat, they have to rely on fundraising and this and that. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, what are we showing? We should be able to show that we can afford uh we can afford a certain lifestyle, that we can make it. I mean, like that's why I give my props to Austin, who took his channel to a different aspect. It talks about geopolitics, talks about it, does webinars, seminar, how to relocate into Africa, how to do this, how to do that. At least, you know, his channel took a different shift, because life is not about women. Women comes with it, of course. That's part of being human, part of being a man, but it shouldn't be the only focus. Because in order for you to get what women are looking for, they're looking for stability. They're looking at men as a provider. But if you can't provide for yourself, how do you expect to be respected by any type of woman in the whole continent? It's not a Western problem. It's not an Eastern problem. It's not a Southern problem. It's not a Northern problem. The problem is that's how the world works. Simple as it is. That's how it works. You have to be able to show that you can provide. Otherwise, if you can take care of yourself, how can you take care of someone else? If you aren't responsible with yourself, how do you expect to be responsible for others? Me personally, I have I'm I've raised 5 children and I'm still raising them. So been divorced, been married, so I know what it takes in order to, so we have to be able to show something totally different, so we focus on my life experience and also teach the newcomers, the youth, wh- what to do and what not to do, even though life is based on experience, on personal experiences. But it's be able to show people that, well, if I wouldn't have done this, I would have a different outcome. Stuff like that to show, to uplift one another. I think that's what should be the focus instead of just focus on negativity. Should focus on positivity, And I think it's time for a change. Let's see. I see this message last night. Some guy was of New York City panel that was trying to give him good tips on pointers, but he seems to not want to hear. That's the problem. That's the problem. Uh, people love. I didn't watch NYC yesterday, but that's how it should be. Give pointers, a better life. What to do, what not to do. He says looking for a wife, but you go to the wrong place to look for a wife. You go to a prepaid infested area. How do you expect to find a mate there? It's impossible. So this is just all bunch of crap. We know it, you know, and you'll see that it's just not. It just doesn't make any sense. And so from now on, my focus is gonna be something totally different. I'm going to be interviewing women all across the globe to be able to teach people and us, and that what women are looking for. But then going to the zoo, going to CTG, going to this is just to satisfy our carnal need. There's nothing wrong with that, but when it becomes a lifestyle, I think it becomes a problem. If you specifically travel for that purpose, that's a problem, I believe. It doesn't make any sense at all, you know, because honestly, personally, I've never traveled for that. And where I travel, I always meet people from different part of the globe. But like I said, women are part of the lifestyle. When you travel, you meet people, yeah, but couldn't be your focus when you were discussing prices. We're discussing this, and it doesn't make any sense, at all. So it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Let me see this other comment. Every time someone try to help him, they are haters in his eye, as he says, a different kind of sandwich. What kind of sandwich? Doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Okay, why would someone hate on NYC? Why would someone envy NYC? That's my question. You know, why? They try to tell him what to be so stuck in such a bubble. But here's the thing, though. Unfortunately, I believe that when, as a young man, you didn't get a chance to burn, I wouldn't say to burn. Let me use a different attribute. When, as a young man, you really didn't get a chance to
spend youth properly, meaning dating and be able to court women, this and that. I mean, and you're catching up at a later time. What you're trying to is catching up for the lost time, because unfortunately, I've seen a lot of people identify themselves. They think the fact of being with a woman, it's a flex. It's something. It's what? It's a trophy. It's some type of retribution, which I don't think so. Me, because personally, I came to the United States initially to go to college, and something I can tell you that I never had any problem. Women they were the easiest thing to conquer. I mean, it was never a problem. So when I change geographic location, all I do is just we are the same. I look at women from different culture because human I mean, we are the result of our environment. Therefore, I mean, if you go to China, women are different. If you go to France, women are different. If you go to Latin America, women are different. If you go to Africa, women are different. I mean, and within Africa, it depends which country you go to. Women behavior varies. So to me, it's something that should have never been a problem, but yet I was always in either in a education environment or a business settings. So therefore, I attract different type of people totally. But three or four has never been something that I chase after for multiple reasons. I've never been a guy that like to share first of all. Then when you're dealing with three or four, it seems like you just sharing other people as disgusting as it sound, other people DNA and this and that, and it just so it doesn't make any sense. Let me see. It was, but hey, but what's good?
Hey man, what's going on, man? Good topic, man. What's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Very
yeah.
good topic, man. Cause like, here's the thing, man. It's like there's a lot of guys in this space that call themselves travelers, but they only been to DR, Colombia. You know what I'm saying? And one other Costa Rica. You know what I'm saying? And they calling
Yep,
themselves travelers, and I'm like, dude, you can't call yourself a traveler when you only been to like just the North and South America, American continents. You know what I'm saying? In
that's
order for me
correct.
to consider you a traveler, you got to go to like the Asian continent, Europe, Africa, South America, North America, Caribbeans. You know what I'm saying? That's when I consider you a traveler. You know what I'm saying?
That is correct.
Like, there's some guys that never even been to Europe, never even been to Africa, never even been to Asia, and it's like you can't call yourself a traveler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to Canada, and I don't even consider that outside of the United States because that's literally the 51th, state. As I'm saying, Canada is
Exactly.
pretty much similar vibes. It's nothing changed. The only difference is like they say that's about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like Mexico is different, DR is different, but once you cross over the Atlantic Ocean, you go to Europe and you go to Africa, and that's when I can consider you a traveler. You know what I'm saying?
That is correct.
And I definitely agree with you, strictly travelers. Like, if you having a fun with a chick, just keep that shit hidden. You know what I'm saying? It's like no need to showcase the world. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to move like that. You know what I'm saying?
Because here's the thing, though. I think the problem is I've realized that if you have nothing to show for, honestly, or you have some type of self-esteem issue, and then what you will do, you think that by buying is some type of retribution, but anyone can buy if you think about it. There's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, there's no
and
difference between you and that 87 years old dude that's buying it. You know what I'm
that is
saying?
correct. That is correct. So I don't understand this whole thing. I'm like, so I never understood this. I mean, it's something that I will keep it hidden, like just for me, for my personal, because it's not, there's nothing. I mean, think about it. I mean, think about it.
You good?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we lost you. What you were
No,
saying?
so sorry, I'm here. I was I was talking because I'm doing a diligence at the same time. I'm in office. I said let me go live in the meantime.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah,
Multitasking. Okay, yeah, okay.
so that, like I'm telling you, so it's a big issue. Once you have to show that the only way you can actually be with someone is by purchasing it. It doesn't. I mean, what is your worth as a person, as a man? I mean, think about it. It just doesn't look good. I mean, that's what I said. So it makes me think about the mindset about, you know it doesn't make any sense at all. That's why I said, because to me, I don't wanna flex a woman who's been with everybody, where everybody knows. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it just, I don't know. That's what I said.
Yeah, I
And when I see
definitely
those
agree
guys,
with that. Yeah, I,
yeah, I'm gonna see those guys. I'm
thing
like, I
here
said,
is
well,
like, why would I want to showcase a woman who's been with like literally everyone? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's not a good look. You want to showcase where you know what's the biggest flex? If you can get that model chick that is very hard to pull, that model chick that nobody can pull, but you end up pulling, that is a flex for me.
that is correct. That is correct. Yeah,
But
and then
the difference is you got to have them big bucks. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't be, because them model chicks, they be in certain events where other rich, successful guys are, and they go, showcase themselves. They put themselves in that kind of predicament where they get picked. A lot of strictly travel, a lot of these girls, I'm talking about the baddest of the baddest, they go events where all the wealthy men are. You know what I'm saying? The influential men, like men with influence, men with power, CEOs, executives. That's what they are. If you can pull those models and you showcase to the world, hey, I did this, then that's a win. But you can't flex with a low hanging fruit. I consider the mangoes a low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like mangoes is not something to be brag about.
that is correct. Hey, Brian, what's good?
Hey, what's good, guys? How you doing, Strictly? What's up,
Nothing
buddy?
much. Travel talk. Let me read this comment. Personally, no woman is gonna want to get with a begging bum like him. You got guys like Girello hyping him up, which is no good. I agree with you, the big norm. I mean, that is true. I mean, and then they think he's doing something great. And that's the sad part about it, is like we are encouraging people to do this type of behavior, which is, I think it's just wrong. I mean, this is something that we shouldn't be labeled as box chaser. That's what I look at it like. That's like we are not capable of handling a real woman that has a regular job, the 9 to 5 or entrepreneurial type of thing. Because me personally, like I said, I've met women in different settings. I met women in business. I met women in high scale restaurant, so, but I never flexed about it. I don't start showcasing for respect, but respecting myself and her as well, because it's not, if I do, it's for me, it's not to show the whole planet, so if I have to show the whole world that look what I've got, it means that, I mean, that's something, it's like winning the lottery. That's how, I don't think that's how it should be. I mean that's my take on it. It's just weird.
Yeah,
It's just
facts.
weird.
Especially if you're in a relationship with that girl, like that's your actual woman. Yeah, that's weird as hell.
It's weird.
So
It's weird. It's weird. I mean,
what y'all think
like,
about the whole Traversity situation with the girl that did the corn star with the European dude? I mean,
That's crazy as fuck. I would never publicly be with a woman like that, man.
bro,
Like, hell.
yo, when I saw that video, bro, I was like, in no way I'm gonna. I don't want to even be even for a short term. I was like, that dude, that European dude, annihilated her. Like it was just
Oh, that's crazy. I just heard about it, but Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes guys take the peace and love thing too hard, man. Be trying to forgive people and shit. I can't do it.
No, I'm gonna listen. I mean, this space. I mean, me personally, I've learned a lot being in this space, and then I never realized that it's true that in the U.S. Women, I mean, they have high expectation. Sometimes, like the other day, I was watching this. It's not even not only Western woman. I was watching this girl from. She's from Cameroon, and she has two kids by white men. And she was saying now that she lives in London. She's independent. She makes her own money. And now she's looking for a guy, preferably an African guy
A
or
black man.
black guy that
Yeah.
has a certain standard. He has to have his own money. He has to have that. He has to be tall. Or you have to be over 6 feet. He has to, I'm like, she asking for all those different things. I say, but lady, you almost 40, pre-menopause, and you in that age spectrum where you cannot ask for too much because you're no longer that high value woman. And when I see this, it's not only the West. I'm like, it's a worldwide phenomenon where
Bro,
those women with kids. I don't see there's something wrong with that, but stay in your lane. Be realistic about it.
we gotta understand, man. If women don't have crazy huge egos and believe in the impossible, they wouldn't function right, man. So it's like I hate to say it, but it comes with it. Sadly, they always gonna think they can get that type of guy, man. Like it's crazy. Even guys like me don't want to stay with those women. You know, I don't
I'm
think.
telling you, yeah, because when I looked at her, I'm like, wow, I even made a comment that I said, hold on. I mean, you don't have the attribute to ask for that much. I mean, let's being honest with you. I mean, you have kids, but another dude anyway. So, I'm like, so that man's gonna be a part of my life anyway. I mean, personally, I'm not interested in being with a woman who has kids. That's my take on it. Why? For multiple reasons. Because that the baby that is always gonna be involved into somehow to the lifestyle. So I don't,
Yep. Yeah, she always gonna
imagine.
have love for him as a father of kids too, man.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, the guys that settle for here's the thing: the women that settle for the single moms that settle for the guys that don't have kids, they're the guys that they didn't want in the first place. These were the same guys that they were
That
turning
is
down in the first place. So they had the kids with their so-called alpha guys, the guys that were physically, sexually attracted to, and now they want this simp to clean up the mess. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's something I can't do. I can't. Like it's just nasty work. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a spiritual thing because to me, if your baby dad didn't even see a reason to stay with you, why should I, man? You feel me? Like he done went on and conquered something else. Why can't I? You know, so I would never put myself in that predicament, man. It's disrespectful, you know, for real.
100%. I feel you on that one. It's like I just don't understand. It's like you got guys like who have a lot of options, but then they're gonna go ahead and settle chick. And oftentimes the way it leads to is she kind of love bomb him. You know, the sex is good. She give him the good best sex and all of that. And this simp ass dude falls in love because he doesn't get that kind of love in the past. And
Yeah,
then
man.
he puts a ring on her. Next thing you know, he's in that trap. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, dude, that's real. My BBW ex almost got me, man. And if she don't be a single mom, she be fat. That's the other,
Yeah,
that's the other side of it.
yeah. And sometimes, man, because I've been with single moms before, but I wasn't taking them seriously. For some reason, they peace leave be hitting right, bro.
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna be real. I'm trying to think. I've I've been with a few, like definitely less than 5. Yeah, they all the same. Yeah, you know.
I mean, me personally, I'm like, because I'm talking from experience because I want to tell you a story. Remember, I was dating I was dating this girl. She had 2 daughters, And then so sometime the daughter was staying with her over the weekend, and then she was at my place. I remember that I used to drop the girl off, and then at some time they were outside. She was talking to the dad about the daughter, and you could see. And I was watching from the second floor, them talking and laughing. I'm like, then myself, I'm like, I said, hold on, like. I felt like they were like reminiscing like the good old time. I'm like, I felt so out of place. I'm like, they were like talking for like 30 minutes. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But then what can I say? That's the baby. That's the daughter's dad. I mean, I cannot interfere with that.
Yeah, man. And she
And it
might
was
call
like
you
that.
insecure if you say something. She call you insecure.
Exactly. But to me, it was just so weird. I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if it just doesn't make any sense, at all. And when I had my own kid, and I started looking at it, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And
Yeah.
then, when you get, and then here's the thing. Then when you get separated, and when you talk to your ex, and you bring that conversation up all the time. Remember when we used to do this? We used to be like,
Yeah,
then I'm like,
and then start catching feelings and stuff. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. And then people
especially
don't
when
think about this.
no, and then I'm like, so at the end you realize that you're the second option because wait, then but then it was there. I mean, it's different because we didn't have any kids because when there are kids involved, there's that emotional connection forever. It doesn't matter.
Mm. Yep.
Because the child is the byproduct of that relationship, So she share his DNA, or he or she share the DNA, and then because both. I'm like, when I think about, like, I don't know, it's just something. They're gonna call me insecure. It's not, I'm just too analytical. I look at beyond that, I'm like, nah.
It
doesn't
runs
make
so deep, man. It only takes one issue with the child for the baby mom to have to contact the baby dad and them to be talking again. Like, if the kid got a toothache, now all of a sudden they up talking all night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro.
And also, and sometimes she will expect you to also raise the child. I mean, And then when you think about it, I'm like, well, the dad is alive, the dad is there. Why should I take his place?
Yeah.
And then to me, especially if it's a girl, you have to be careful because I remember at a time that was in the early 2000, the daughter was a teenager, and it's a very delicate age. They're very rebellious, and so then I'm like, but who am I to correct that child? So the child getting a certain education where she's at my place, but when she go back to her dad's place, different education. And then especially when one day you're gonna tell you, well, you're not my daddy. Think about it. So I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, man. That disrespect on a daily basis will drive you crazy. Have you stressing out. For real.
So to me, I just think about it. I'm like, no, you guys think it's easy. I'm like, raising someone else's child is a whole different story because it's almost like raising a stranger, unless I remember I used to date this girl. I mean, at the time I didn't have that was early when my first divorce. I got divorced, and then I was dating. It was in 1998 or no, what 98? 95.
God damn, strictly.
95. I was dating this girl. She was after my first divorce. Imagine, I got married at 21. I got divorced I got married in March 95. I got divorced in November 96. Then I was dating this girl. Beautiful girl from Argentina. She was gorgeous, but she had a 16 months old. And I used to drive him to. I used to drop her at work, so I have to drive him to the babysitter. And sometime he used to get out of his car seat. So I'm driving, and I see the baby like standing up in the car seat, like. Then I have to pull back this car seat. I was like, dang, this child get on my nerve,
For that's not a kid.
I didn't have any kids, but she was, one the reason we broke up, it was for that. I'm like, you know what? I don't see myself. I'm young. I don't see why should I be with someone as pretty as she is. I don't see why she should be with someone who has a kid already, because it didn't make any sense, I remember the dad was Dominican, and I remember that well, and she was from Argentina.
And then, I was young, kind of exploring and this and that. I'm like, that reason we broke up, when I just couldn't continue. I just couldn't continue. I just couldn't. I
It may
just
just
couldn't.
be me, but when a young lady tells me she has a kid, even an older woman, like I literally get turned off inside. The first thing I think to
Yeah.
myself is, you already been marked, man. What I'm gonna do with you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, that's true. That's true because you're dealing with someone with some type of. We all got trauma of some sorts, because something I've always said that when we come to this world, we come with no preset chip or preset set of value.
it's almost
So
blank.
we are the result of our struggle, of our obstacles, of our success. So we just what makes up what we are now. And when I look back, I'm like, this world is complicated because think about it. You spent 6 years in primary school without counting kindergarten and pre-K for those who did it. And you go, then 6 years, middle and high school. Then, then after that, you go to college. So it's like we've been competing all our life. Think about it. When you go to college, or high school, they grade you. They grade you by performance. Like you compete with your other peers. Think about it. Who did you have to do exam, and they classify for the more intelligent to the less intelligent. So,
Yeah, put
and
you in
then when
class.
you started working, you start working. You have to work as a team. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense because during our when we during our education time, we learn to compete with each other. And then once you're in the work set, work, so it's like, so to me, I'm like, it seems like the education has to be
Fine
to
too.
be yeah, it has to be reformulated, because it doesn't make any sense because we compete among peers when we're young, but once you're in a work setting that you have to work with, as a team, it's team effort, teamwork. I'm like, and I remember, those, and then in real life, and the other was looking back from people I went to high school with, people I went to college with. I'm like, who's doing great right now? Who has achieved massive success based on education? And I'm gonna be, the one who's doing better is the one that was always in the back, that was always punished. It was the knucklehead of the classroom.
Mm.
He's doing better than all of us put together.
Yeah, it's because of the way they think. They didn't get along with the teacher, so they had to learn to outthink the system. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That dude built an empire and lost his dad at an early age so as to take care of his younger sibling. I'm like, I look at this guy, I'm like, that's like. But then I look at the best in the classroom who had 2 masters and that, struggling to keep a job, they always get fired. I'm like, that's so. Then when you look at it, you like, I say, hold on. I don't say I'm against education, but I think traditional education, because think about it. Now things have changed slightly, but one of the college curriculum is the same thing as when I was young. I look at my kids, mathematics. I look at my kids. I'm like, it's the exact same thing that we learn. And I think it's outdated. Because if you go to college, for instance, the first 2 years of college is general ed, things that you've seen already in high school.
Where is this? Like, where is this education system based?
Think about it. You look at the U.S. system, for instance. Look at your first year of college. What you gonna do? They might put some history class. Now,
Yeah.
why I need to take a history class if I can just watch something on YouTube about Egypt and I know about it, about Pharaoh, I know about it. So it doesn't
Yeah,
make any
you
sense
learned
to
this shit
me,
in elementary school.
because I've done at least my primary high school. It was done in the European system, in the Belgium system. Then when I did the college, it was the American system. And when I did my higher level of education, when I did my master, it was in the Spanish system. I did it in Chile. And I compare all those three. I'm like, it's the exact same thing. And that is the US system. It's slightly better in the way where when you're done with your career, you know exactly where you're going. But in the European system, once you're done with college, you wonder, what you are because you have
it's very theoretical. If you think about it, look at the good thing about the US system is more practical. Let's put it this way. That's a fact.
Yeah,
Because if you think about it,
internships and stuff.
look at what we're using right now. If you're gonna use Facebook, you're gonna use Google, you're gonna use this. All those are US based company. We don't use any European based system. Think about it.
Yeah,
Think about it. I mean, if you looked at it, because I try to come, I'm like, and also, if you look at the world richest in the United States, you have people like Elon Musk, you have people like Warren Buffett, you have people like Bill Gates. They don't come from a specific. They don't come from. At the moment, they come from inheritance. But in Europe, you realize that all the fortunes come from inheritance. Let's look at the richest in Europe. You have very few, maybe like Armand Ortega from Zara, we build himself up. But if you look at Louis Vuitton, inherited the empire and made it better. So the majority of them are inheritance. If you look at the European system, because it's such an old archaic system where it's based on like dynasty. I mean, you have to belong, so it's been transmitted from generation to generation. But the United States, you have all those new people that the only place we can actually start from nothing and be somebody, let's put it this way, is the United States. That is a fact. And I've looked at it and my experience and the way I was able to achieve some type of successes because I was raised in the United States. My education came from the US, so where you learn how to be more practical, So that's something true. But in general, when I looked at it, I'm like, it's that's why women in the United States they have more expectations because it's a very
Yeah.
competitive environment.
I 100% agree with that. Here's the thing. The reason why also like the United States is doing way better than Europe and just in terms of like innovation and technology is because in the United States, there's a large capitalism, so it's like that. So it actually innovates people. In
Yep.
Europe, you got socialism. So, in Europe, people have safety net, right? So if you go,
That is
let's
correct.
say you go homeless, you have the government to back you up. You see what I'm saying? Here in the States, to less of an extent compared to Europe. Like,
Oh
if you
yeah.
go broke,
Oh yeah.
you're pretty much on your own. Like, you're not, as a man, for example, you're not getting any resources. You might have to go to the shelter, to find food and all that, but you just don't have that safety net. In Europe, Europeans are so used to be dealing with safety net and all that. It's like it's when you have a certain safety net, it's not good for innovation, which is why your United States passed Europe and other parts of the world because it first of all is capitalism, number one, and number
Yep.
two, the innovation culture out here. And also people tend to forget this, but we tend to attract the brightest of the best immigrants from all over the world. I'm talking about people who are PhDs in certain science fields, and it's all like if you look at Silicon Valley right now, it's more than 50% like Asian and Indians. And it's like the reason why you have companies like NVIDIA, for example, and you have like cybersecurity companies, it's all H1B1s just given it's like for some reason there's a brain drainage from other countries to the US that's also supplementing, the US. And that's why the US is like
And
past
also,
Europe,
you made a good
past
point.
yeah. And it's
You
like,
made a good point. Go ahead.
yeah, like for example, let's just compare it to Japan. For example, back in people in the 90s, early 2000s was saying that Japan is gonna pass us. Look what happened. But Japan hasn't been staggering.
Yep.
We've been past them in technology and innovation. And the reason why Japan
Totally.
hasn't gotten where they're at is because they're not, first of all, their population is declining and they're not attracting immigrants. And that's like a separate, separate, you're not going to get anywhere with that compared to the US.
Like for instance,
Go ahead.
a Japanese can be American. A Chinese can be American. An African can be American. A European can be American, you know. So someone from the Middle East can be American. So they don't have those limitation. But guess what? If you're black Japanese, they look at you like an outsider. In the US, it doesn't matter. Because if you look at, you have billionaires from all different races in the United States, that you wouldn't find a black Chinese, a black billionaire in China. It won't happen. They won't let you. You won't be able to achieve that greatness. But yet, a Chinese can achieve that greatness in the United States. But the other way around, no, you don't have that. That's what makes the US a very particular place. Of course, you're gonna hear about discrimination. You're gonna hear about this. People are gonna complain about slavery and this and that. But if they go to the core of it, they realize lots of things. How did everything got started? And you look at, like I said, you know, when I go back to Africa for vacation, I look at things. Of course, you can see some type of development, but you can see that it's not the same because it's just the system itself got, you know, it's not well made. I mean, you know, I've been analyzing. I'm like, I said, hold on. I left the Congo in the early '80s, and I began multiple times. I don't see an improvement. You're gonna see, of course, you're gonna see the city got skyscraper, but then the wealth is concentrated in people who are corrupted. Not you. You won't see the only place we can see a little bit of innovation in the sub-Saharan Africa. It's in Nigeria, South Africa, and South Africa. We know why people won't like it. Because you know what, South Africa is doing well because, you know, the Dutch were there. They left a system that was already in place. It was easy to actually build on top of it. But if you look at after independence, Africa has been struggling. You wonder why? Because they were not prepared to. They're not prepared to handle what was left. Look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe used to be good. And once they start expropriating everything, look what happened. Look at Venezuela. When you look at all those different things, then it makes you understand that we lack it or not, if we're able to live overseas, is because of the knowledge and the US dollars we can produce in the US system.
All right, now I have a point coming up with what's changing, man, with the economy, with the value of the US dollar and everything as we see it. And even, you know, this upcoming year, how can we leverage that, man, and get in a better position? You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard you made a good point, man, that like Africans don't really have much innovation since they got like their independence. So, you know, I'm in school for this information technology degree online, man, and I was thinking like, how can I get myself into making like international money and to getting into some of this innovation that's coming, you know, even sadly to say in places like Venezuela and Gaza for the future to come. I was just thinking like, how can I do that? Like an international company, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would that be done?
I mean, one of the first ways you can do it is just diversifying your portfolio. So if you mostly invest in U.S. stocks, you can diversify over to international stocks. That's one of the first ways you can do it. Another way to do it is just physically going to that particular country and just investing in one of their properties, land, businesses out there. That's one of the ways you can do it. But some people in the States feel that within this current administration, they feel like, man, they might have to diversify their asset portfolio from the U.S. to international. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good point. The other way you can actually do it, like you in the IT field, for instance, you look for a need in the African market. What works for in Africa are fintech, for instance, because if you look at the banking system in Africa, it's there, but some of them don't have.
Hold on, let him go. Let him go.
Yeah.
No. Let's strictly go. Go ahead, strictly.
Go ahead. I'm gonna add on to that.
Yeah, fintech, for instance, I'm going to give an example. In Africa, you have what is called M-Pesa, which is a system where people can actually transfer money from phone to phone. But if you looked at the way it works, it's still rudimental. It still needs some improvements. Look at companies such as Revolut, companies such as Wise. They are revolutioning the way banking system works, because nowadays to open a bank account, there's so many due diligence. I'll give you an example. you're gonna open a fintech. People say, yeah, it's difficult to open. No, it's very simple. Let's start. We're gonna brand. You're gonna call it like brand technology, which is an app where you can transfer money from you can offer bank account to African, but their account is physically in the United States. Okay, what you're gonna need? You're gonna need two things. When you do fintech, you open a corporation in the United States, preferably a C corp, because a C corp, or you can actually go public. You don't want to do LLC because LLC you have limitation with when it comes to go public. You open a C corp. Then the C corp own that software that you're gonna provide. You're gonna do a service for, like, okay. So you create the software, then you get what it's called. You have bank like community federal saving banks, and you have 4 or 5 banks in the United States where your company can have an agreement with those banks where you can do what's called an FBO for the benefit of. So what you do, you don't physically take custody of the cash. The cash is physically held at that bank. All you do is providing the software and make money off the fees. So let's say Brand G offer account to African, want to put their money in dollars, because if you go open an account in Africa, they're going to ask you so much. There's so much bureaucracy, you end up not opening it. So what you do, you open your fintech in the United States. You provide, but your company just provide the software. That's all you do. But you have to make sure that you do the AML, the anti-money laundering. You have to have a good software for that. You have to make sure that you do a good KYC. We can do identity verification. You're gonna focus on a card that have what is called a NFC capability, where they can actually read ID with a good software. And you get the company set up. So you start with a few clients, which can be us in the space. You're gonna be your first client. You say, well, I have Buck, I have Street Travel, I have Brain, I have Stoic, I have those guys. Those are the first client. We are your first customer, and we do a beta phase, see how the application works. Then you go to round of start raising capital. Okay, we're gonna need money for the second round. Next thing you know, your fintech just focusing on African market. You're gonna get, next thing you know, clients start joining, clients start just signing up. Next thing you know, you have a good 1,000 customer base, then 2,000 and 3,000. You start with Nigeria, next thing you know, Ghana, next thing you know, you can go to whole Africa. But your company is physically held in the United States. But you're not operating in the United States, you focus on client, then after that you start doing people want to do the same thing in Europe, where they can send money in euro. Okay, once you set up in the United States, it's easier to get other bank to join in, where the only thing your company does is provide the software that allow them, you verify them, but the account is opened by your company, but the money is physically held at those banks, and it's FDIC insured. And that's how Wise work. That's how Revolut works. That's how those fintech works. It's very easy. It's very simple. But you have to create a niche. And Africa still has a lot to build. And the good thing about it, as coming as a US company, you get that legal framework where people trust you, because especially once you do that, once you start selling share, you are registered with the SEC. You have with the FinCEN, all the different things. You in excellent term. That's the type of niche you have to look. But you're US based, but providing services in those undeserved market, you'll kill.
Yeah. Nah, man. Hey, look, I was downloading that for real. I appreciate that. That's not like software as a service act. You know what you're talking about, man. Payment solutions is up, for real. Thank you, man.
That's it. Don't look at things complicated. Look at Revolut. Look at Revolut raised billions of dollars.
It's crazy because it just seems so difficult. The first thing I think of is like regulations and stuff, and would they even allow that type of transactions internationally? That's like the first thing come to my head, me being ignorant.
That's what I thought initially. And like I'm in the financial world, I started because I'm a broker. So I get outside of just making money off fees. I'm like, so what I'm doing right now, I'm working in fintech, but focusing on Latin American who lives in Europe.
Yes.
Where they can actually use a service, where they can because they have issue with opening bank accounts, and then you have those that they're illegally, where like they have the right ID, they can, but But what we'll do, we'll focus ID, not the residents. We'll look at the ID from their main country and where they're actually domiciled. It's a way of circumventing it, where they can have. Then you after that you have a license because like all you offering that service, the card itself is gonna say brand G, but the account is physically held. Look at Cash App. Let's take a look. Let's go. Look at Cash App.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at Cash App.
Like a digital bank.
Cash App. Your account is held at Community. I think Community Federal Savings Bank. I think that's where your money is physically held.
Yeah.
Cash App just provide the software for that. That's all they do.
Yep.
That's all they do. But where's the money at? Once you go public, you stop making many of fees because you're gonna keep. Let's say you get 100 million shares, but then you set up another company who owns the majority of the shares. So you sell 49% of the shares to someone else, to the public, and every time they're buying share, you're making money. So you started because I'm telling you. Then now you're not making money of fees. You make money of IPO. Then next thing you know, even the company flunked, but it doesn't matter. You made your money as an early investor. You made your money. That's it. That's it.
It just popped off in my head. Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Like the perfect scheme, not the perfect scheme, but like the perfect plan to do this was if you had a large follower base, like on YouTube. Like, for example, man, just follow me. Like Austin Holloman, man, like what he has, the 100K subs, if he did a payment solution like this, it would go crazy. He already has a crazy fan base in Africa, man. And
that is correct.
Like that's some shit that would go, that's some stuff that would go big. I mean, when you got like 20,000, 50,000 people using the app or something like that, that's where all the money come in. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Now that's
if you get out of his 150,000 base, you get 1,000 people to sign up for his payment solution. That's it.
Yeah. And people don't realize it's like the African market is like it's raw and it's like there's a lot of potential. Like you even got Indians, that's moving out there and they're reaping the benefits because they've seen like certain markets that's untapped that nobody else is capitalizing, but they're capitalizing on it. And strictly would tell you. There's a large Indian community in Kenya. There's a large Indian community in South Africa, and they've been there for generations. But the thing is, you got recent immigrants that went there, and they invest in. They're capitalizing. If you look at the top 10 richest people in Tanzania, surprisingly, they're all Indian, bro.
I don't doubt it. And you know who else is coming? Not to cut you off. People from Palestine are going to come. People from Israel are going to come soon too. They're going to migrate down as well, man.
Yeah. So there was a talks where I don't know that speaking of that Palestine situation, there was talks that they were trying to move the Palestinians to, I believe there's some other. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are they trying to move them to like? I was hearing that South Sudan or.
South Sudan, Egypt, they're trying that. No, bro, they're going to. They're going to be able to do so.
What the fuck? That's how they got Israel now.
Yeah, man. I mean, the same thing. But let me just piggyback into that whole Indian thing in India. I mean, with Africa. I mean, if you look at the top 10, like I was saying, the top 10 richest people in Tanzania, they're all like 9 out of 10 are Indian. 9 out of 10 are Indian because what they did is like they found a market. They moved, first of all, they moved from India, they moved to Tanzania, they found a market, they found a niche, and they capitalized on that. Same thing for the Uganda, same thing for Kenya, the same thing. It's like people don't realize like Africa has a lot of potential. Yeah. And it's like you just gotta find the right market.
And this guy's doing there. Sorry, strictly. I think just real quick.
Go ahead.
People that are in Africa that are making these moves now that they're lacking the influence from the States. They're not connecting and networking with people who have like influence in the States who can spread out these apps, these ideas and stuff like that.
That's the thing. Yep.
Yeah. Marketing and networking. Go ahead.
Exactly. So if we're able to come up as a community, those who are interested, I mean, listen, I can guarantee you come up with an app, you do the first, you just create the setting properly. And then, I mean, it's so easy because then you focus, you're just a software company. That's all you are. That would Revolut get the banking license now, but initially, all the way it's a fintech, a software company. That's it. Because the good thing about it, the money is not held at you don't handle money at all. Everything is electronically based. All you provide a software with all the layer of security that can permit transaction, and that's it. You are the founder. You are killing. And that's what Africa is lacking. I mean, I looked at it, telling you, it's not only, talk about you have 54 countries in Africa. Think about it. It's a huge market, bro. It's huge.
How many countries?
You have 54 countries in Africa. 54.
Yeah, sorry. God damn. It's a lot of people.
54. But the key thing is you have to connect Africa to the United States. And that's it. That's it, and find a way of, I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. And this is the way to do it,
And
man. Mass
yeah,
media.
exactly.
Go ahead.
And how many Africans send money back to their home? Nigerians send money back to Nigeria using Western Union. What you do now, you set up a system where I say, okay, you can set up you can give a debit card to your peers there. So all they have to do, so instead of mailing money direct to Western Union, they receive the money to the card. Next thing you know, you start making alliance with banks. Or you fintech can process the money where you go directly to the local bank in Africa. But there's multiple things that can be done, bro. That's easy. But as a US company, you don't have any issue with US based companies. So you build that trust where the money is FDIC insured. So, so they know they won't lose, because what people are looking for security, and the US provide that legal framework, which is crucial. And then, that's it. So all you do, you don't handle any money. All you just provide the software, and then you make money of transaction. Next thing you know, they want to buy you out. Next thing you know, you say your company is valuated at a couple of $1 billion. I mean, then you sell your company, you maintain yourself in the board. You say, I want X amount, I want to be part of the board. I'm selling X amount, I'm on $200 million cash, and the rest in stocks. Next thing you know, you're good. You travel the world just chill. You don't understand. I mean, I'm telling you, there's multiple ways of making money. That's what we have to focus on. You have to start looking at the traditional way of making money. Software is the key. Fintech is the key.
Not to cut you out, bro. Yeah, I'll take that 13 million.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you. Money is easy to be made nowadays. You just have to find the right people and the right idea and the right market. Because I've traveled, I did some extensive traveling. And when I look at app like Cash App, Revolut, Wise, you don't find them elsewhere. Like I use Wise for my travel because it's quicker. Wise, think about. Look at Zelle. You have all those different people that come with the software, and all Zelle does is just passes the money through. For instance, it's not something. Next thing you know, they're interested in buying you out because they find out you have to secure the software. I'm telling you, you'll be surprised.
Hey, that's true. But I have personal experience now. I went to Athens, and me and this girl, we were doing something, trying to buy something, and I was trying to send her some money through Cash App, and she was like, "We don't even have Cash App here. It's not allowed." They monitor payments on the app they have. So you're right, man. People do need secure solutions that aren't controlled and shit like that, man. Excuse my language.
Yeah, because it's too complicated. It's too complicated. It's too complicated sometimes. And I've realized that there's a need for that, because sometimes you're like, wow. How do I do that? To make, you have to do Western Union. Western Union, they have so many regulation. I remember when I used to travel, I used to use Western Union a lot. One time I went there to pick up some money, or somebody said, well, your account is blocked because of that. I'm like, come on. I'm like, so then all those red tape and traveling extensively overseas, then you start learning, say, you know what? They need someone. That's what Revolut is doing great. Revolut, if you Google it, you see how much Revolut just raised, how much they raise now. And what they did now, the Revolut founder was based in the UK, and he moved to Dubai because Dubai got less taxes. That's the good thing about it. He's moved to Dubai. So as a tax resident, it's considered as a tax Dubai resident. But different, the United States is a bit difficult because you are required to divulge your worldwide revenue, But as a corp, you can do lots of expenses. Let's say, you give your allowances for expenses, like your house is paid for by your company, your car is paid for by your company. Then, so you just start investment, but you can do, you can, so to pay less taxes, you just have your expenses, where everything is covered by the company. Look at Elon Musk. He's probably cash poor, but on paper, the guy's like 700 and something million dollars, but all his expenses are paid for. I'm telling you, that's where that we have to aim at that objective. That's what I'm telling you. And we can do it. We can do it because I'm surprised that you don't have any Afro Americans doing these type of things, and but yet they are in a place where all those things are made available to them. And I think that's what the focus should shift. I'm telling you, there's money to be made. There's money to be made worldwide. So the next thing you know is residual income. You don't have to chase the money anymore. The money chase you. That's the aim goal. Then you enjoy your life.
Facts. Nah, you speaking that
Yeah,
real.
because I'm telling you, I've done so many businesses, some that complicated. I'm like I say, hold on. But now with fintech, with all those software thing, I mean, nowadays you can do outsourcing. Just make that's it. Make sure that the people own the entity who owns your software. It's a US based. Oh, you covered, bro. You are covered.
And
Yeah,
dude, I
there's
You are.
this
know.
one
Oh,
guy
go
I'm
ahead.
following right now. He he founded a software company. A couple of years ago. I mean, it increased in value, like, and some other company, big company, brought it up. He got like 8 million out of it, and now the dude is just chilling, traveling the world, living off the rich.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's all I want, bro.
that's
That's
it.
all I.
yo, there's a lot of opportunities out here, man. It's like sometimes you just gotta put all your eggs in one basket, put that risk in, come up with an idea, capitalize on the idea, and just go from there. And I'm not talking about open a restaurant and all that, because restaurants, 99% of restaurants pretty much fail within the first year. I'm talking about something. Society rewards you on problems you can solve, right? If you can solve a problem and you capitalize on it and you make profit off it, that's the way. But you just gotta
Yep.
find a problem.
They exactly find a problem and solve it. And then, sometimes the solution is right out there. And then the reason why I'm coming up with this is because I've had issue with. I've learned a lot within the financial world because once you move money overseas from one entity to the other one, then you look at all those red tape. You look at this until I found wise. I realized that I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I was able to circumvent lots of issue. Those fintech. I mean, like I'm telling you, I mean, it's a whole different. It's a whole different ball game. I mean, it wants some like so. Why not? And there's room for that. But then the other doing your cash app. But imagine Africa got a cash app system. Think about it. For instance, all those YouTuber in Africa, if they had cash app, it'd have something like this. Can you imagine?
Yeah, man. I
They
mean,
don't have that. They
it's
don't have
simple.
that. They don't
It's
have
as
that.
simple as getting Marwa just to like promo your shit. Excuse me, just one person, just promo your thing, and you're off.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You tell me, we have this app that we created for a YouTuber that where people can actually, if you want to super chat, yeah, that's one thing that's YouTube handle. But if you want to get money there in cash app, to cash app, then you have this system that you can actually do that. We just go there, boom. I mean, I'm telling you, there's so many. So once you come up with that, are you good? Like I look at, like I have an account with Revolut, for instance, for one of my business. And then imagine with Revolut, I have an account for my entity in the United States. I have a Revolut account for my entity in Dubai, and I have a Revolut and for my entity in the UK. Just Revolut. So some of the payments, some client, all I do is send them a payment link. They hit the link, pay with with whatever means that they use, and I get the payment immediately. When I looked at it, which you cannot do with the regular bank because regular bank just only use ACH and Swift in the United States, and in Europe what's called the SEPA system, and in England what it's used they have used what's called a sort code. But with Revolut, you simplify all those things. And what the good thing with Revolut, you can open an account with, if you're in London, you can open an account in British pounds, you can open an account in Swiss franc, you can open an account in Colombian peso. You have all those currency available to you. Same thing with Wise. I mean, while traditional bank don't do those things, because what Revolut created alliance with bank all across the globe as a payment. Already is a payment processing entity. That's it. They provide the software for payment processing, And that's it, bro. I'm telling you, that's the key. Once you look at, you have the security layers and this and that, you are good. And nowadays, I mean, it's not as complicated as it is. You don't have to have before. Back then, you have to have the server that can handle 1 terabyte, 3 terabyte, 100 terabyte. Now you don't need it. You have the cloud. Everything is cloud based. I mean, and seamless. I'm telling you,
That's facts. Yeah.
that's what we should aim at. Creating what, because I mean, as a community, we can do it. We can do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's real. I
example.
mean, we already got. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no, go ahead. You good?
Look, for instance, I've seen people complaining about YouTube. YouTube cancel lots of YouTuber, and it was the source of income for lots of them. People are complaining, but that's it. But you haven't heard someone come with a solution, because I'm going to tell you why. They say no, because it's complicated, because YouTube has YouTube pays you with the AdSenses, and they have their own system. I'm like, okay, well, what we can do, we can start black and brown platform focusing on people like us or brown people, because so we have freedom of speech. We can do whatever we want to do with that. But then you start creating a membership based type of application where people, you could do YouTube, where okay, perfect. They said you do YouTube, you don't do AdSense initially because it's the last part. But the first part, you create an app uh, which is Android based, TV based, and app iOS based. People start subscribing, membership based, and then you build the good platform. Next thing you know, you're big enough to, but then our voice is heard. How can you explain that there is no platform where us as black people can voice our opinion? If there's something wrong, you get canceled because we don't control our own speech, because we don't have a voice, we don't have a platform that can actually do that.
Dude,
Nor
let me
in
tell you,
Africa.
with this but with the AI solutions they coming out, these no code web development solutions, man, that's possible, bro.
It
That's
is
all.
possible. It is, and that's what we should do. You know, we should have our own platform. We just rely. We don't innovate. We just complain without having a solution. The place, yeah, we got. I say, yeah, but like, okay, you got, but unfortunately, we know we're in the YouTube platform. You know what narrative you're trying to sell. We don't have a voice.
Nah, that's real, man.
We
And
don't have a
like
voice, but we can
as I
create
get
it.
as I get more educated in my degree, man, I skill up and I learn and stuff. Trust me, I'm gonna get hands on and start innovating with the community, man. Like I watch a lot of different YouTubers, and whenever they talk about getting banned or demonetized, like Scholar, for example, he talked about making his own website or whatever instead of using what's the one with the P not PayPal, goddamn
Patreon.
yeah, Patreon. Instead of using Patreon, he made his own website. Exactly like that, just like you're saying. We could do that. Yep.
Yeah, we have to do stuff like that because it doesn't make any sense. Well, but guess what? We complain, but no one in the space can come up with it. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. It's not only, and it's something that we need to change as a culture. Because I looked at them like I said, well, why aren't we innovating? Why are we creating? Because here's the problem with as a community. We want instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
We're not looking at short, medium, and long term. That's the problem. We want a quick fix. And by doing that, by looking for this quick fix, we run into some problems. I'm telling you, it's not that complicated. I mean, when I look at all those people complaining, and it's I'm like I say, okay, perfect. We're afraid that if you don't adhere to the YouTube rules, be careful, you're gonna be demonetized. Like for instance, my channel is monetized, but I don't turn the monetization on because the last time uh, I receive because I repost lots of things from shows from politics and stuff like that, and then they said that I had to. Then they demonetize me. Then they say you have to reply because you have to modify a few things. They don't tell you what exactly. They say because some of the content were not original, so they have to make sure that when you do a review, even when you post a short, you have to modify, do some type of intro or talk in the background. I'm like, I said, hold on, So, and YouTube changed the rules as they feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. As people
And
put
they
out
look at
these
it as like a perfect, So to me, I use YouTube more as to watch other people and kind of get feedback, and be able to look at a source of inspiration, look at all the people like, well, what can be done? If he could do it, why can I do it? Because nowadays, I mean, you can outsource everything and be still, as long as you have the code, you can team up with India and you can do, as long as you have the code, as long as they're working for you, you make them sign an NDA where they do, where once the service is done, you get it. I mean, and then you keep on improving it. As long as you have the code and you have control of your app, you're good to go.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah.
You're good to go. We can do it. People think that Mark Zuckerberg is there coding. He doesn't code anymore. He doesn't do that nonsense. He has a team of people doing that nonsense for him.
Oh
They
yeah.
work for you.
A team
No,
in India.
he's at a he's at a he's the CEO, so he's pretty much handling the company's day-to-day operations. Is what I'm saying? Is like
That's it.
how was sales compared to last year? How could we improve net margins? Things of that nature. He's not like doing the coding and all that. That's like for the entry
It's
employees.
over. It did in the early stage, like when
He
it
did it.
first started
He did, he did that yeah, he did that.
that's
I'm
it.
sorry.
And now initially, yeah.
Hello.
And nowadays, but I mean, with outsourcing, you create and then you don't even need to have a full office. You just contract people and then have them sign a contract. They work for you, and that's it. That's what I'm
Yeah,
taking because now we remote work. It's like what I'm gonna do because and depends on where the people locally geographically. If the United States, I use my U.S. entity. If in the UK, I use my UK accounting process, and they all work from home and they do coding, they this and that, and that create the application. You pay them by the hour. It's cheaper to pay someone based in India than someone in the United States. So, but then when it comes to high level management, you want people from the United States. That's what you need, because that's part is not negotiable. When it comes to high level management, you want either one UK, or you have a supervisor in the United States who review everything, like and that's it. The next thing you have a big company, huge company, but you don't have a physical office because it's not needed.
Yeah,
You just have the structure to house that thing nowadays. Nowadays, all you need is a computer, a good internet line, and the electronic device, and you're good to go.
yeah. I
You don't have to
mean,
invest money into infrastructure.
pandemic showed us that you don't even need physical employees. You can have a remote employees. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for example,
Exactly.
if you let's just say you have a business and it's growing so fast, and let's just say you cannot find let's just say hypothetically you cannot find like U.S. employees, but the company is growing so fast. Well, what do? You can outsource your work to places like India, Philippines. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you can do it for a third of the salary. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, it's just the pandemic taught us that, hey, remote employees can be outsourced. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you're a company, let's just say hypothetically, and you find that niche, you would probably do the same thing. You'd be like, hey, why I can outsource my work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm telling you, money is easily to be made nowadays. I mean, you just have to have the good idea because we have like for instance, brand is learning. I think it's perfect. It's into the. But let's say we're gonna start now, but you don't need to finish yours. So it's just what you do. You keep on doing it, but you're working with people who knows more than you, and and that's it. Sometimes, I mean, something you need to learn as people. You don't have like enough knowledge to be able to delegate. That's it.
yeah,
You know, you you're the master conceptor. You have the concept in your head. You outsource people what you need. Of course, we need enough money to be able to beat the payroll. So we set up a budget. How much gonna cost me to have XYZ? Nowadays with LinkedIn, you that's usually what I do. I put the ad on LinkedIn. I'm looking for this and that. India preferably you can get and sell there. you and for customer service, use the Philippines. They're very good at customer service. I'm telling you, it's not complicated at all. Next thing you know, you have a huge company, but with us, but because my main office is in Dubai. So all my calls are routed to Dubai. When the UK call, they go to Dubai and this and that, and that's it. Because I don't need people to be there physically. So to
Well,
work remotely is not complicated. I don't pay much in infrastructure because I don't need that much. All I
you're
need is
right.
just have an
Also, with
office. You have to
remote
have an
work,
office.
is like you can find, even let's just say you're in a one area and you can't find the skilled workers. Remote work allows you to find more even skilled workers. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can now, it's like you can 8,000 miles, you can find another person that can do, you know what I'm saying, that can have the skills for it.
Well, even that, and
That's
one thing
it, bro.
is like, when I look at the situation in the United States, for example, right? Because that's where I'm at. I'm looking at ICE, how they're treating the people. What I'm thinking of for the future, I'm seeing decentralization coming. When we're talking finances, when we're talking travel, when we're talking, apps and just business and stuff like that. A lot of things are gonna go down to like individuals or sectors of people, just like Strictly's talking more like damn, what's the word? What's the perfect word I'm looking for? Like community based. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking more of
Yeah.
like how can I get my businesses to support like those not illegals but immigrants or people who need it, because that's where a lot of the big money is gonna come from, man. I'm telling you, especially as people rebuild in places like Venezuela, Gaza, Africa. I mean, a lot of big money is gonna come from supporting people in need. I know it doesn't sound good, right, because of capitalism, but I'm telling you, bro.
I'm telling you, listen, that's how it is. I mean, think about it. Okay, short example. Look at Hotel Marriott. The Marriott in New York City and the GW Marriott in, let's say, in India. You realize that the price per room is the same, but the operating costs are much less because of the geographical location.
Yeah.
And so a GW Marriott in New York City doesn't make as much as GW in, let's say, Bandar, because Bandar is the same price, but then they pay the staff low, so they have a low when it comes to overhead. It's low. That's capitalism. I mean, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. I mean, it's there. So all you have to do just take advantage of the system into our benefit. As it's called capitalism. Sometimes when you call
Yeah.
your credit card company, you have some guy from India answering your phone, answering the
Yeah.
phone. I mean,
They
but
do that a
this
lot
guy
with virtual
is,
like that.
you're
Yeah.
calling the call center. He's in India making what, $3-4 an hour, or the United States, that same person making $25 an hour. So in India, you need with 5 people, you get one person. I mean, think about it. Someone want to hire. I mean, yeah, that's think about it.
Yeah. You
That's the way
got
to
you
do
got
it, bro.
an
I'm
app with
telling you, that's the way to do it. That's the way to.
so you got an app with a clientele base of 500 people monthly, let's say, or let's just say 100 people. You really don't need a team of like 10 people doing customer service. So like 5 people in India, 5 people in the Philippines making that $2 to $4 an hour, like you said. Yeah, that ain't nothing, man. For the money you
Bro,
be
that's
making.
not next thing you know.
Yeah.
You have a big operation with less cost. That's capitalism. Listen, when I started learning this thing, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I
See, the thing
remember I
is that
was when I
the
go
best way
ahead.
to do it is like work for a business, work for a big company. And what you do is you learn the ins and outs of that company. Then once you get that experience, you find your own company. You start your own company.
Now I
Yep.
agree,
Like
but
for
I
instance,
think
Because
I
that's
think
that's the best way to do it. Because if you just walk in and you start your own business out of nowhere, and let's just say you was reading from books, that's not the same experience where you actually worked for a company, you gained the experience, you moved up laterally, you moved up horizontally. You know what I'm saying? You gained certain experience, you worked in
but
certain
I have a question
departments.
for you, Buck.
yeah,
But
that's not the best way though.
Where did Mark Zuckerberg work before?
see that
Exactly.
the thing is like you can't. Not everybody is going to be Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just saying, from the average person experience, I would say their best situation would be work for a company, know the ins and outs, then go ahead find your own.
Well, no,
You find your own
I have to disagree with
But
you,
my
but you
question is
gotta
that a
think about
mindset?
people that work for a company and then they quit and they just do the exact opposite of what the company did. Like they might be an accountant for the company, then they drop out and they sell hot dogs. and it's a business. The way you engage business is just by that. You engage it, you initiate it. So I feel what you're saying, but the way that
Okay,
like
let me
the
tell
general
you.
way, yeah, go ahead.
I've worked for my first job what with MCI as a level one troubleshooter. Then I worked for Sprint. After for Sprint, I went to AT&T, but through a
You
company
good?
that was called Planning Technology. It was run by Indian out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then the company was bought by Red Hat. Red Hat bought them. Then I moved
Okay.
to Nortel. Then when I was with Nortel, the company when they were bought by Avaya. So I work for all the telco, all the major telephone company in the United States. I work for them now, then also work for Cisco. So then I see how those companies were working. What one time I was working for a company that was doing service for Boeing, in the as a system engineer. So I've learned how corporate America works. Then I started to travel. But in the meantime, when I always had a parallel business. I've done from gold trading to rent a car company to distributing alcoholic beverage. I've done the whole. I had multiple business. Then I decided to go to into brokerage. But I've done everything. So I've learned. Of course, I've acquired experience, but in my time, the tools and the resources weren't as readily available as it is now. In my time, you have to really search for the information. It wasn't readily available. Nowadays, I mean, it's pretty much at in the palm of our hand. We can literally can operate a
Video
whole
away.
business with your cell phone. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I
Think
mean,
about it.
that's what's messing me up, man. Is like I'm sitting here like, man, how can I be in a situation, be a guy, and be broke when you can do what Strictly is saying? It kind of blew my mind,
Think about it. Right now, we are three people talking from different locations.
Facts.
Before you couldn't do, you have to do conference call. They used to use a device. Like I remember, we used to go to the conference room. They have a Cisco. It was a Cisco device connected to router. They was like, but now but everybody was in the
You got
conference at the
to
same time. Then people came up with Zoom. Where during the pandemic, that's what Zoom came across. Think about it. And now you have the stream. You have all those apps where people can actually. Now we can have a business meeting right now. I can send you paperwork via email. You send them back to me using Adobe either signature or some type of signature software. We can send the document signed back to me signed. I can verify your ID right now. Think about it. We can do all the different things without seeing ourselves physically. We can be partner right now with where I'm vetting who you are, know what you do, without meeting each other and have a business. I mean, now before you couldn't do that. You have to physically meet the person, know who they are. Nowadays,
got to
I can
fly
detect a
here,
fake
fly there.
passport using a software. I can detect a fake ID using a software. I mean, think about it. Now you have those cheap embedded software with NFC reader. I mean, it's NFC or NFC? It's
NFC. No, I
NFC.
hear what you're saying, bro. Because like it's as simple as that. When I go, you don't have to go to the bank to do an application for a credit card, for a car, for a house no more. You do it on the app. So yeah,
Think
man,
about it.
for sure.
So nowadays we can do lots of things. I agree with Buck that it's good to get experience, but sometimes I'm like, then you was thinking like 5 or 6 years of precious time while you're doing this, and then time is money. To me,
Yeah,
I've always been the type of guy.
it's,
I started
Exactly.
differently. I
I,
rather learn through
I
failure.
definitely. Here's the thing: is for example, let's just say you're trying to open a coffee shop, right? And you just hypothetically, let's just say you didn't work for any big coffee shop company, right? And you just walked in and just opened it, right? You're gonna have a lot more struggles than somebody who worked for a bigger coffee shop, corporation, and you pretty much, learn ins and outs of the company. Then after a couple of years, you found your own. Now you kind of know, oh, okay, what you do, what you not do, and all that. You see what I'm saying? It's like you kind of have that experience, which is why I said it's like, unless here's the thing, unless you have a very high convict, like you believe in your product and your service, then go by all means, go ahead, find, start your own business. But if you just a regular average Joe and you just want to, you don't want to take that huge risk, and you want to find out, hey, I want to get first, I want to get experience. Then I can move on with the rest. You see what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Well, I agree with you in one end, but for instance, I'm gonna give an example. Me, I was a type of. I remember. You now I'm more. I do more. I'm more analytical and do more planning, more calculation. But when I was young, let me tell you, I mean, I remember I met this guy once. He was interested in opening a bank, and then but it was gonna serve the black community, and that was right before September 11. I'm like, I sort of thing. Then I start contacting people I know in Africa, different people. I'm like, and guess what? They were interested in doing so. And next thing you know, I raised the money. I had no clue. Then what I do, I hire A.G. Edwards to be able to show you the whole deal. The reason the deal didn't go through because September 11 came. And then they start scrutinize everything. They start look at things when they were coming from overseas, everything, So it was first, but otherwise, and I've learned through this whole process that sometimes what limits us is fear of failure. And the only
100%.
way you become
100%.
good is through failure. I'm telling you, because we are in a comfort zone. We're afraid to fail. And because, and then guess what? When I had a job because I had to, I hated having a job. I hate literally. I'm not good at taking orders. I'm just not good at it.
Dude, that's
I've
why I
always
don't
had that
have one right now. It's not because I'm lazy. It's because I just this shit don't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
To have someone tell me when I can take a day off to go vacation don't make sense at all. Like for real.
Look, don't you find it strange? All media passes through Mark Zuckerberg, Google, or Mr. Bezos all have open breach of privacy law suit pending. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. And someone earlier mentioned Skype. Yeah, maybe you have to use Skype and this and that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So going back to what we were saying, that's what I'm telling you. So sometimes, think about it, Brandon Buck. Life is short. Sometimes jump in, give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's okay to fail.
Yeah,
It's okay to fail. It's okay. Keep on trying. You learn through failure. I mean, I'm telling you. I've failed multiple times, and I'm still learning as we speak. I'm still learning. I'm not where I want to be.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah. And I think, bro, I'm gonna be real. Like, just being an American, I can tell you the fear-based mindset, it comes from money, man. Like, not understanding money and having financial literacy. I'm in a position where like I'm constantly rebuilding because like old mistakes I made and having debt from credit and shit, right? So it's like I need enough money to execute some of these moves first, even if it's like 10, 15, 20K. Cause everybody don't have that as a base for me. So that's why
Okay, Brent, let me stop you right there. You said you have issue with your credit in the United States, right?
yeah, because like
Guess what? Guess what? To me, they will never stop. You know why? You know what I will do? I will rebuild what I will do. I will rebuild my credit elsewhere. I will go to I will go to places like Dubai, where you get your Emirates ID in 3 months, you get your first credit card and you rebuild it until the US credit cleared up. But in the meantime, you operate your credit out of Dubai or out of the UK or out of Chile. I know how to structurize in a way where you get credit back up and quicker than the United States because I know the system, because I've lived it, I've done it. So believe me, one location nowadays, the good thing about it, one location doesn't stop you. And it's so easy nowadays to get residency elsewhere. I'm telling you, as a US citizen, you'll be surprised. So this is temporary. The world doesn't end. That's the thing. Sometimes that's the good thing about globalization right now. You have so many other places where you have access to credit. And you can set up, I'm telling you, listen, I can structure you right now. I can set you in a place where you get credit card again, brand new, in a different location, legal, the whole thing, using, if you have an income for the other state, that's okay, perfect. The same, okay, I'm going to give an example. Brian make $5,000 a month. Okay, perfect. But yet, he has issue with his credit in the United States. So we need credit card. Okay, Brian, okay, perfect. Brian, let's do something. Let's open a corporation in Dubai. Perfect. Get you Dubai ID. Perfect. That takes you the whole thing gonna take about 2 weeks. You get your ID. You're resident in Dubai. Okay, perfect. What you do once you get paid 5,000, send the 5,000 to your company. Okay, you open your bank account company with a bank in Dubai called ADCB, for instance. Then your payroll account, which is you own the company, but your payroll account is made in Standard Charter Bank.
So every 15th and 30th, you send yourself your salary of the same money that you're making in the United States. You send it to Dubai in your corporation. Your corporation pays you. And bank wants to do in Dubai, they want to make sure that you have 3 months of constant payment. You're getting paid by a local company, and you qualify for credit with your own money. That's it. That's not complicated. Now you have a credit card with $3,000. You make your payment normally. You keep on working. You keep so your money, your salary money, you pay yourself your own salary through a corporation, a different jurisdiction, and problem solved. I've done multiple times for multiple people, so it's not that complicated, bro.
Yeah,
And it's 100% legal.
I'm on. You know, if you give me 100,000, you give 50,000, shit, 20,000.
Bro, I'm telling you. And then you start building. You're building a company up. You're making sure that, you just have to be, but you have to be really, you have to be disciplined.
Diligent, yeah.
You have to be disciplined. You have to be focused, and you can do extremely well. Like, for instance, I laugh about that when I see all those guys. I see Relo, I see NYC, I see the money they've raised doing the nonsense. I'm like, if you guys knew what you could do, have this whole thing go through corporation, and we said you guys can live extremely well. You don't have to beg anymore.
Oh man.
But it's a mindset. It's a mindset. I've done it multiple times. I'm like, you know what? And it's sad because, that's the thing about financial literacy. Like you said, it's important to know how the financial world works, but it's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. So I can set you up in a way where next thing you know, boom, you're good. Listen, I've created in the UK, I've created in Dubai, I've created in the United States, So other people I've used credit. So, so it's not, and, I've American person, all different jurisdiction, So
I hear you. Yeah, I need the plan to turn that into the cash, and I'm good, bro. The reason I like how you talking, man, is because it's aligning with what's going on in the current state of the world. Just look at Trump. He's shutting down the U.S. for these foreigners, man, sending them out. People, bro, I'm telling you, man, more people are going to be leaving and coming to these other countries. It's only going to become more, and it's going to become a normalcy to have these credit systems and things in other countries. That's what I'm trying to say. So,
yep.
You're ahead of the game. You're thinking future terms. In 5 to 10 years, most Americans will probably be seeking or trying to do what you're already doing.
And one of the reasons I left the US is because I was tired of that. I felt like, I had so many setbacks. Yeah. And then because, you have a job, there's no guarantee in a job. Next thing you know, you work hard, you get fired on a weekend. I remember when I got laid off for Nortel, it was on a Sunday night. I get a call from my supervisor, said that unfortunately the company is going through some type of restructuration, and the whole project we're working on was canceled. Working for Norte had acquired a company called Qterra, where they have an equipment called the Optera Long Haul 4000. It was fiber optic equipment, where for 4,000 miles you didn't need it was doing fiber optic. You didn't need an amplifier for the signal. So it was a very good thing, So they came up with the concept. So our team was working for that, To me, that was my dream job. Imagine that was in 2000. I was making $144,000 a year. So I'm like, you know what? And they gave me 4,000 or 7,000, I can't remember, stock option. I was happy. But guess what? I lost everything, job in the stock up because the company went under. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? I was so disappointed with that, and I couldn't find a job paying as much. And I got then at the time I got AT&T offered me for 144. AT was offering me $40,000 as a network engineer. I'm like, I can do this. Then it's the trouble. I said, you know what? It's time to do something else. And that's how I reinvented myself, because I was like, I was so disappointed with that system. I'm like, you know what? And I went because I had nothing to lose. I would give it a shot, and then moved to the DR for vacation. Then when I was in the DR, I met a guy. They said, "Oh, you speak French, you speak Spanish, you speak English. Okay, you know what?" I said, "My Spanish is not good." They said, "Well, it's okay. It's good enough." So they need someone to work for Orange as a project. They were doing telecommunication. I was doing. They were doing what is called a top up for cell phone. I started working for that. I started making, by the time in the year I was making 6,000. But for 6,000 a year was good. That was 2004. So working for them, and in the meantime, still looking for some other projects. Then team up with a guy that from the United States and doing something totally different. He was at a time where they had energy drink. It was very, very popular. So he came with energy that was called Fever Beverage. So he said, "Well, I want you to handle the Latin American part. We tried to make that pretty go worldwide. It's okay, perfect. So I took it up. I took that opportunity, and decided to go to Argentina because I think Argentina was better for a bigger market. But then I went to Argentina, I ran some loophole. They said, no, the product you have had an ingredient called maca, and maca was controlled. You can only deal with, you can only be sold in pharmacy. And I want to be mainstream. But in the meantime, I had a portal where I was advertising the drink. I started getting offer from people that want me to distribute their alcoholic beverages, vodka, like Ace of Spade. I'm the one who introduced Ace of Spade in Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. They're from Armando Brignac, Van Gogh vodka, Roberto Caballero vodka. Next thing you know, I start distributing spirit. I went from a fail energy drink, a natural energy drink, to start distributing beverage. So I did it. So next thing you know, I moved to Chile, get a bigger business, get distribution. I was, so all the high-end alcohol in Chile, I've introduced to Chile. Chile used to have only the local beverage. But to tell you, I'm like, then my company got bought out by a group called Group Paris, Jumbo. And then I sold it, and I start then getting into brokerage. It's just to show that one thing led to another. So I started with one thing. The next thing you know, I ended up doing something else. Like I said, I had my failure, I had my highs and lows, but I've learned how just to invent myself because I've never been afraid of failure. I know how to recluse myself and start focusing on, yeah.
Well, I can hear this thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so I know how to just reinvent myself. I always had that entrepreneurial mind. Like my mind is working every day, like 24 hours, like, try to find a different, because I don't like to, something I hate is a schedule, to be on a set schedule. I like to be able to manage my own time, when I feel like it, I want to be in control of my time. And I said, let me see. Yeah. And it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. And I'm still striving because, you have ups and lows, and then COVID came, then I had some setback, but I'm like, I'm going to continue. Once you know that money is just a concept, that's what it is. Money is a concept. Money is a concept. It's just a concept. You have to know how to turn that concept into palpable cash. That's it. Look at Bitcoin. Who would never tell that Bitcoin will think about Bitcoin when you think about it? Mm-hmm. Bitcoin changed the whole way we look at the whole way we look at if you look at economy 101, finance 101, Bitcoin doesn't make any sense at all. Because remember, before, money in the bank, the reserve was backed up by gold. Now it's fiat money. Now it's just paper money. Things have changed. It's not the same. The US can print as much dollars as they want. That's why they control the whole planet. Into worldwide currency. Look at the devaluation of the dollars since inception. It's been going down, 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 but it's still the world's largest circulated currency. Because that's why I say money is just a concept. Then you have to turn that concept, like for instance, look at NYC. He found a niche. He found that begging, being a bum all his life, bringing money. Then he uses a niche.
hey, you funny. Tell us, look at NC. Yeah, Floyd too. And look at what this dude said. He made a good point. He brought up Hush Puppy. Yeah, that go along with the crypto stuff, man.
Strictly, man. You tell NYC what he was just telling, right? He will fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but when you're talking about box prices and all that, he's so alert that it looks like he had a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? It's like topics like this, and it's not just him. Topics like this get a lot of dudes in the space like boring. They sleep on it. It's like, but Strictly Travels, he's dropping a lot of gems, but you don't have a lot of guys in the space paying attention to him. This guy, he's receipts. He's been around the world. Singapore, he lived in Singapore, Dubai, Chile for a couple of years, United States, everywhere, bro. And it's like, y'all don't learned advice from this dude. Y'all don't want to listen to him. This channel is so underrated. You know
bro, I'm gonna be real. Not to cut you off. If Strictly had a different skin color, people would listen. I swear to God. If Strictly was Spanish, if Strictly was Caucasian, people would listen. That's the crazy part about it, man.
I agree with you. Sometimes I've said, I know, because I've seen in this, but they're like, okay, well, if it was the,
crazy,
blonde hair, blue eyes.
Consultations for the stuff that you be saying. Not to cut you off, man.
some of the stuff that you drop in, like you will pay consultations for it. You know what I'm saying?
Swear
It's
to
like,
God.
but then here's the
Yes,
thing.
bro.
You know what's messed up? You got guys in the space charging $300 per hour for box consultations. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is this nasty work? Is this
Yeah.
that's the way how the word is? A lot of guys are just, at the end of the day, sex sells. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, hold on.
guys,
Let me ask this
it's
question.
like box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked, really, is FICO only for USA? No, FICO,
Like,
FICO, it's not global, but different countries, the same type of system. Like I know in the DR, there is the FICO system, but adapted to their local system. Like they have Experian, they have Equifax, because Equifax is global now, but
okay.
your credit score, it's localized. So if you have a credit in the state, it won't carry in a different country. In a different country, because it's based on your ID in that country. Some countries based on, like for instance, I have an account in which HSBC expat, and the credit card which HSBC expat, and everything is based on what I bring every month, and based on my deposit, and based on my passport. It's passport based. Think about it, So I don't even have I'm not even a UK resident, but I got the card with HSBC expat. So the credit system work in different country based on different system. And
That's
someone
fine.
asked a question. Don't you? I asked a question already. Let me see. Yeah. So let me see. There's people who shouldn't be. What I say there. There are people who shouldn't be privy to the trouble that can cause. Remember, Hush Puppy. Oh well, Hush Puppy. I've seen Hush Puppy multiple times in Dubai. I've seen him. As
Oh,
a matter
word?
of fact. Oh yeah, the day Perch got arrested, I was in Dubai, in the same place, because Hush Puppy live in the Palazzo Versace, and I used to live in the Palazzo Versace when Hush Puppy lived there. So the guy, to me, when I saw him, I knew it was a matter of time. The day he got arrested, he left a place called Palm 5 in Dubai, spraying champagne, and and after that, he even invited us to the after party. Think about it, because the guy was like this: if your brother, hey, come to my after party. But I'm good. I have a good sixth sense. Intuition told me, nah. So I'm like, no, another day. Next thing I know, the hotel where we live, you have the residence part, you have the hotel part, the Palazzo Versace. It was on lockdown, and next thing you know, that operation. When I parked my car, I've seen a wind movement. I said something is wrong in this place today. I've seen like the reception guys. They look at they're like very discreet. They're like I could feel the tension, and I knew. But when I saw him, like this guy, he seems like a very friendly guy. But I always took my distance. I met him in club multiple times. He was popping bottom like this is not normal. I know, like I knew he was from Nigeria. I was like, you know what, Nigerian, it's a matter of that, because would have I been in the place with him during the after, I would have been picked up as well. Because he become guilty by association. I would have been sorted out. I would have been let go, of course. Because
This be African dude having money. Yeah, they pick your ass up.
Yeah, they will. So they will. The next thing you know, you end up. No, so I've learned how to choose my. I've learned how to choose my circle. In Dubai, you'll meet people from. You'll meet criminals that live there because they don't do the dirt there, but do the dirt elsewhere. Hush Puppy didn't do any dirt in Dubai.
But see, that's
He
the
didn't do
thing,
any
dude.
dirt
I
in
thought that Dubai, they couldn't extradite you, man. That's why all this stuff is scary.
But listen, that's what I'm telling you. That's what you think. You have to be careful that there's no extradition law between the United States and Dubai. But then they can't. It depends between if Dubai will agree to extradite you, because first of all, Hush Puppy is a Nigerian guy with residency in Dubai. And Dubai work closely with the United States. Dubai won't send an Emirati, won't accept an Emirati, but he can extradite a US citizen. He will extradite because even though there's an extradition treaty, you have to be careful. But if you're not a citizen from that place, you have to be careful. If someone wants you, they will give you up. They will give you up. I mean, they came to pick him up. I mean, when the day they got him, he was flown out the same day on a private plane to the United States, because they knew
If he get arrested and got sent back to Nigeria, they wouldn't process him. But know what they did? They literally gave him to the FBI and they flew him to the States. If he's the first guy who flew to the States without a visa because they wanted him, think about it. Because they, yeah, so you have to be careful with that. So that's why I've been, I've watched Bicycle. Let me see. What do they use in Dubai? In Dubai, they have the local credit system where it's based on pretty much you need the first thing you need in Dubai to be able to have access to credit. You know what is called Emirates ID. Emirates ID is just similar to residency, which is available for anybody. You can use Emirates ID through your employer, or if you're independent, you set up your own company. And when you set up your company, your business license come with you have the option to ask for residency visa, and it's pretty much each company in Dubai work with when you open a company in Dubai, it comes with your residence. It's part of the package, and once you get residence, you can open a bank account. And once you have once you have a good salary, that either you impose yourself or you work for someone, based on your salary, you get the credit line assigned to you. So yeah, so Dubai is a very easy system to get yourself set up. Very easy, and I always recommend it. Wow. But be careful; you have to make sure that you pay your in Dubai. Not paying your credit card is a crime. So you might not go to jail for it, but you might not be able to leave the country. Of course, it takes a while for you to get to that level. But default, now they've changed the law, but they still can put an impediment of for you to like a travel ban. So you have to be careful with the when it comes to that. So make sure that if you take money, because if you take money, make sure you pay it back. So you have to make sure that only use money you can actually use. If you can use it, because that's what you see in Dubai. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen a documentary, all those abandoned vehicles, Bugatti abandoned at the airport, Ferrari. People think it's because
I saw the videos. The luxury cars. Yeah,
because people took those on credit. Right? They got afraid. They left. They go to the airport. They left before it caught up to them. Because you can sit to me for Bugatti, but you have to make sure that you pay for it, because credit is so accessible in Dubai. It's so easy to get, but you have to make sure that you can pay for it. If you lose your job, it's a different story, But make sure that you buy things you can actually afford, not go above your means, because you might be in some serious trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this strictly, since you lived both in Dubai and Singapore, which one do you like more, like in terms of just safety, economic, like just the culture, the friendliness of the people?
Well, here's the thing. Singapore, it's more, when it comes to business, it's more professional, in the event where they look for a really high skill individual who will attend you. When it comes to safety, both are very safe. There's no issues. But Singapore, professional, they're very professional. While in Dubai, you have a mix of everything, because in Dubai, who run Dubai you have lots of Indian. So sometimes you have lots of bureaucracy. You have lots of people don't really qualify sometimes when you deal administrative wise. So that's why I like Singapore better when it comes to that. When it comes to doing business, Singapore has a better. There's more red tape in Singapore, of course. It's a little bit harder. Dubai, it's easier. But as far as it depends what you offer, business-wise, I like Singapore. Singapore, it's pretty much straightforward. While Dubai, the system is good, but it depends who you deal with. You have more. It's easier to get scammed in Dubai than Singapore. Put it this way, because Dubai got laws, but they're more flexible. Dubai money talks, while in Singapore, even you have money in the wrong side of the law, you still get in trouble. Dubai still can get away with it if you have the right resources, the right contact. That's the difference. Singapore, that's the matter where you're going down. So to do business, I will choose Dubai, because Dubai, it's a melting pot. You have over 200 nationalities in Dubai. And then so it's a good network. I mean, I've met so many important people in Dubai. Then I've been across all the country combines. The time spent in Dubai, I've met more people. You have more. Dubai, you have so many millionaires, so many billionaires walking around cruising. So when it comes to network, Dubai is best. than Singapore. But when you have
So
if you have a structured corporation, it's always good to have a foot set in Singapore, because the good thing about Singapore, you have access to your residency lead eventually to citizenship, while Dubai doesn't lead to citizenship. Would have I known it, I would have spent more time in Singapore, and now I will be a Singapore citizen. You know, the Singapore passport today is the number one in the world. While Dubai, they don't give you citizenship. You're resident. You're gonna stay a resident all your entire life, and every 2 years you have to renew your license. Your business
yeah,
license, to renew it, costs anywhere from $2,800 to whatever. But so you have to make sure that you have that constant money to renew your driver license, your business license, and also the other thing is also your Emirates ID. You have to be renewed every 2 years unless you get the golden visa. So Dubai is really fee based. While Singapore is more practical, and in the long haul, Singapore is best. Short term is Dubai.
but let me ask you this. So you're saying it's easier to get a Singaporean citizenship than Dubai citizenship, right?
Dubai, you'll never get it. You'll never get it unless Dubai is by merit. Unless you come
yeah, I
up
forgot. It's one of those Gulf Arab countries where it's by blood, right?
exactly by blood. Like for instance, but you can get it by merit as well. But there's so many requirements. Like for instance, I set my company in Singapore in 2014, and so it's been 12 years. Would have met? I'm a resident, but I don't qualify for citizenship because I don't spend enough time there. But would have I known it? I would have spent more time there because Singapore is the number one passport right now, and I would have a friend of mine got a Singapore passport, which is a very good passport. So I would recommend Singapore, to spend more time in Singapore. Let's say if someone is remotely, to meet the residency requirement, they say maybe you have to spend 6 months in the year, spend those 6 months there, and after that the rest abroad. I should have done it, but at the time I didn't think about it. Now I'm thinking about doing it because Singapore is such a strong passport, and then Dubai, Dubai the only residency. You have your golden visa, which is a 10-year visa, but you have to meet some requirement. Depends on which Emirates you're gonna do it. There's 7 Emirates, and based on that, they have different requirement. You can do it through property, through investment, through innovation. There's multiple things. A golden visa, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a good that's a good highlight of the both countries. The reason why is because I'm actually looking for another citizenship, and Singapore is like a good option. I was looking at because first of all they have
Singapore's a good option in the long run, but if you want a quick citizenship, I would recommend Argentina. Within 2 years, you become an Argentinian citizen. That's a good thing about Argentina. And it's a decent second passport. You can go to you see have access to like 100 and I believe worldwide I think number 15 or 16. So it's still a good passport. So, but in 2 years you get Argentinian passport. That's a good thing about it, which is not bad. If you just look for second passport, Singapore gonna take you about 7 years. While Argentina is quicker, and it's also good. So you have access to all the Mercosur areas. So that
is Chile the same way or what? Santiago, is Chile the same way? Is it easier?
You get your residency easily. You get residency pretty much. You set up a company now, give yourself a work contract. Next thing you know, within 6 months, you get your residency, and you get the year residency as long as you pay your health insurance and what is called your pension fund contribution, which is about 17% of your salary. You can give yourself the minimum wage, and you're gonna pay about monthly. Let's say you're gonna pay 17% of $600. You're gonna pay about let's say you pay $150 a month for a year. Then you qualify for the residency. Then after a year, you get your permanent residency, which is valid for 5 years. Then after that, you just have to wait for. As long as you don't spend more than 6 months outside Chile for 5 years, then you can end up getting your residency. So we're talking about a total of 6 years total. Or what Argentina Argentina is much quicker. So I would start with Argentina first, because with Argentina ID you can go to Chile and vice versa. It's like you pretty much commute back and forth. That's a good thing about it. And then after that, you apply for the Chilean citizenship, which is a stronger passport because Chile is the only passport in Latin America that allows you to go to the United States. So it's a very good passport. Less restrictions. Argentina is still in the visa, so I will do
I will do Argentina first because it's quicker, then Chile. If you want a quicker second passport, unless you have the bucks to do that, then you have to. If you have $150,000 to spend, then you can get one of those Caribbean passports like Saint Kitts or Dominica. You can just buy them. But yeah.
Yeah, out of
But
yeah.
if you don't want to spend, which I wouldn't recommend it to
No,
spend
I
too much
wouldn't.
money because I would just take my
That hundred
time.
fifty
There's no
thousand,
rush. You're
like
still
you
young,
gotta
and then
know
get
what you're going wrong with. You know what I'm saying? It's like the people who's doing that, and I think it was the U.S. government that kind of stopped the. It was a
Yep.
Caribbean island where they found out that
That's why.
They found out that Chinese nationals was buying out, citizenships out in a certain, Caribbean country, and in order to get to here, and it was like, so they had to put a stop to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
but I don't want. I want somewhere like that's what I was saying. It's like Singapore is more stable. It's in a more
Yep.
stable region. It's a safer country. Crime is lit. I was looking at a thing where this one dude, he left his laptop in a coffee shop in Singapore. He came back an hour later, and his laptop was still there. You know what I'm
That is
saying?
correct. Hold on one second. Let me reply to my friend Nadine. She's yeah. That's I met her. She's actually met her in Chile. She's actually Portuguese and Chilean. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the one girl you was doing an interview with. She came on your panel, right?
I know this one. That one was another one, but yeah. But this one, no. This one, no. Nadine, no. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, like I was telling you, there's multiple way of making it happen. But like I will tell you, if you want something quick, I will do first Argentina, then move to then do Chile for
You
second
got
quick
what
passport.
is it? You got five passports right now?
Yeah, 5 year.
Oh wow.
But the one I should have gotten, bro, is the one from Singapore.
Yeah, bro. I
That
mean,
one is
that's the one
good.
I'm aiming for, bro. That's because think about it, Malaysia's right there. Um, how did you like Malaysia, by the way? Is it?
Malaysia,
Yeah.
Malaysia is nice though. I like Malaysia because it's close to Singapore. It's cheaper than Singapore. It's way cheaper than Singapore, and got great infrastructure. The good thing about living in Malaysia costs way less than Singapore, and you got the first world infrastructure, very safe, very quiet. I love Malaysia. I mean, so yeah, so it has the same development as Singapore. I mean, but it's just cheaper. I like Malaysia. Malaysia it's up and coming also. I think Nomad Capital has got the Malaysian passport. If we don't citizenship and got the Malaysian passport, yeah. Yep. So yeah, so it's as I'm telling you nowadays, there's multiple way of circumventing lots of stuff. You just have to know
Yeah.
how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, bro, like other than achieving financial success, man, the other success you can do in life is like acquiring, multiple passports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good. It feels good because I'm telling you, I've been to places where, for instance, I want to go to Brazil with the U.S. passport. Brazil doesn't allow you to go to Brazil. Then what do I do? You can use Chilean passport. You can go to Brazil. So you get that freedom of movement sometimes. Let's say, like for instance, Africa. You have lots of people in Africa. We need the visa. So what I use is my African passport. Where from the one for Africa, then I have more freedom of movement. So it helps. It helps a lot. And also, the good thing, like I wasn't born in the United States. Because you have to. The thing about being born in the U.S., when you're a U.S. citizen, you have to be virtual worldwide income, but you exempt for the first $110,000. So if you make $180,000, for instance, the first 110 are exempt of taxes. You're gonna pay taxes on the let's say you make 180, you're gonna pay taxes on the 70,000. Anything above 110,000, so it's not that bad, but you have to make sure that you file your taxes on time. So it's so those type of thing. So when you have another passport, you can circumvent it using that other passport, and and be in line. So that's one thing.
So there's multiple. That's what lots of. That's what the multi. I mean, if you looked at it, lots of people are renouncing the citizenship just because of that, because people are tired of paying taxes, and
Oh
then
yeah, yeah.
unless
There was one guy I was following. He's actually an American guy, a white American guy. He actually denounced his U.S. citizenship, and he actually moved to Singapore, got a Singaporean citizenship. As I was saying, because for that reason, because like he didn't want to get taxed where when he goes anywhere in the world he get taxed on that because that's what the U.S. law says. So that's what he did. I mean,
exactly, and I mean, I want to tell you, unless if you don't have any political aspiration with the United States, but you have a passport, like one of the top tier passport, T1 passport, like any European from the Schengen area, like Portugal, Spain, it's the allow you to come to the United States. Then you can actually renounce it because you're still allowed to come back to the United States but you know, then that's an option. But otherwise, I will not recommend it because you never know. You never know what can happen. You never know. I wouldn't renounce it. But think about those guys. The reason they renounce it because they have so many assets. They got to paying taxes, so they don't care about the U.S. anymore because they have achieved that ultra high net worth individual type of status. So they don't care anymore. You know what I mean?
I would say this: if you got like, and let's just say we can't just say any high net, it got to be at least over 20 mil.
Exactly, ultra high net worth individual. It has to be at least 20 million. Like the ultra
At
high
least
net
20
worth
million.
individual.
Anything
Yeah, it
less
makes
than
sense.
that, you're kind of in a jeopardy. And that 20 million got to be diversified. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Then you can do
Yeah,
that. Otherwise,
yeah,
dang, I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't even recommend it because
Because lots of people talk to me about, yeah, well, I say, hold on, you don't make even $200,000. We're talking about renouncing citizenship. Doesn't make any sense. If you reach that high level, if you're paying like $1 million of taxes, you're tired of it, then it makes sense. But if you pay $10,000, $20,000, you're gonna renounce citizenship for what?
yeah,
you know, you know to, yeah. So, yeah.
yeah. I mean that's the new freedom. The because it's just now like let me ask you this strictly: when you traveling, do you like present like certain like different passports each time or what?
No, it depends. It depends where I go. It depends by the only place where I present U.S. passport. If when I go back to United States, then you're obliged to do so because by law, Yeah, but elsewhere, if I have a visa-free access, what I use the most is like Chile because Chile gets you access pretty much everywhere. So and it's a good one. So you get the same respect as you get with the European passport. So I use that the most, it makes more sense, yeah. I try not to use the other one. I use it more for banking purposes, but to travel, it's good to stick with two, because otherwise you create confusion, put yourself on the radar. You don't want that, put it this way. You don't want to be stopped. You don't want to be, even though it's legal, but you just don't want because unfortunately, if you have multiple pass, people think that where is he hiding, even though it's legal, but they're like, okay, why are you doing that? That's the problem. You still get scrutinized, Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. People get a 10-year visa to come to the United States. They're allowed to stay there for 6 months, right? But if they stay there for 6 months, the second time when they come back, they're gonna tell them, why do you stay for 6 months if you have a job? Weren't you working? So then they might deny your visa, they might deny your entry. So that's what I'm telling you. So the law is there, but then there's that gray line which is subjective. So you have to be careful. So that's what I'm saying, I've applied for this passport because I qualify for that because I've lived in those places. But when it comes to traveling, it's good to stick with two. That's it.
Yeah.
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 They say record.
So in terms of Singapore, I mean, because one thing that draws me off from Dubai is just the desert aspect of it. It's like I can't deal with the heat, and also because I love seeing trees. I don't know if you ever been to Medellin, Colombia, but it's so lush with green and trees. How's Singapore in terms of that? Is it green? Is it like you got? I know you got.
Singapore is very green.
Okay.
Very green, very green. But the problem is the weather. It's so humid. Oh my God, it's so damp.
Oh, it gets heat.
It's very humid. Oh yeah, it's humid. It's that humidity is like humid. It's very humid. It's not like Medellin. You get that for whatever. You got that good wind. You got that. It's very
Have
tempered.
you been there, by the way,
But
Colombia?
no, no, no. I haven't been there. I've
Oh
only
man,
been to Bogota, and Bogota was
oh, you said you've been to
yeah,
Bogota?
Bogota was like fresh. So you don't have a yeah. I've been to Bogota. Yeah, yeah. I've been to Bogota. I like Bogota. I was there for a meeting. Bogota is nice. Yeah, but Medellin, no, I didn't get a chance to go to Medellin. Yeah. So the weather in Singapore is not as, and the thing about Singapore is so small, you get bored after a while. It's what 742 kilometers square, I believe, something like a 712. It's very small. So I know the whole Singapore. You can actually do the whole Singapore in one day. So you get bored after a while. Very dense, but you get bored. It's too small.
And
Yeah,
Southeast Asia is so close to you. It's like Thailand's a flight away, hour or
I
two.
know, and lots of people go to
Malaysia is like literally
Thailand
30 minutes.
now. From yeah, a lot of people go to from Dubai. It's like a new destination. People go to Thailand a lot. They go also to the Maldives, and yeah, they go to Bosnia. Yeah. They have yeah. The good thing about Dubai, though, Dubai is always a flight away from me. They have Emirates go to so many destinations. You have so many choices when it comes to travel. It's a good hub. It's a very good hub. Yeah,
Now let me ask you this: have you been to those surrounding Gulf countries?
I've been to Qatar. I've been to Bahrain. I've been to Oman, and I've been to Saudi Arabia, and then just recently, and what else? I haven't been to, never been to Kuwait, but the Qatar. But the Qatar is similar to Dubai, but it's like, but the country where you feel like you don't miss anything is you feel freedom. I'm gonna tell you, it's Dubai. It's Dubai. Dubai, you feel good. Dubai, you can drink, you can do this. You don't have those restrictions. As long as you're a normal citizen, Dubai is safe. You won't have to. You don't have to worry about any problem at all. I don't need the type of guy who don't have any. I mean, the type of person that just don't get yourself into some unnecessary trouble. Dubai is the spot. I love Dubai when it comes to, if all the place. If it wasn't for the weather, that place would be great. But that's why June, usually July, August, I'm never in Dubai. I always try because the heat is just too hot. Too hot. But right now it's nice though because January, December, January up to March, it gets nice. It gets hot again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
But
thing. Like
you,
I
you've
said,
been
it's
to
like
Dubai, right?
now I haven't been there. It's just that I like see the cities I enjoy is like walkable cities, green cities, and also like that's why I said I brought up Singapore and Malaysia and to an extent Medellin because I can see myself living out in these countries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the Colombian passport is
The
kind of
Dubai is
easy.
Dubai is not for you.
Yeah. Like the heat. Because here's the thing: I've been to Morocco, and that heat was. I was exhausted. I was like, in no way. Because I love being outside. I love doing exercise outside, walking around, and it's like, then in that case, Dubai is not for me. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, it's not for you. It's not. Dubai, like I said, for business. Let's put it this way: Dubai is very good for business, but to live, you get tired after a while because it's a bubble, and then everything is just about money. When it comes to network, Dubai is the place, but you get tired after a while because you get tired of those skyscraper. You get tired of that fast life. Where everything is money based. So that's a fact. That is a fact. Yeah. So after a while, you get tired of Dubai. Yeah. After you get Dubai, get tired. Yeah. It's good for a short period of time, but no, yeah, it's good. That was get your residency. That's it. Get yourself set up there. All you need, just come back once once every year. If you're business owner, that's it. You maintain your residency. That's it. Or if you go to Thailand, what people do, they do United States, Dubai. They spent the day there to just they never leave the airport sometimes and continue to Thailand. So they did the entry to
Hey,
keep the residency.
hey,
you know,
seriously.
that's
Do
it.
you
So
see
there's many people
do you
doing
see
it.
any
But Dubai,
countries rivaling Dubai?
yeah.
Like, you know,
Say again.
do you see any countries rivaling Dubai like that are like similar? You know, you have a similar situation like the freedom, the money, stuff like that. I heard what you said about Argentina, and I was thinking about making South America my second stop, so
Nope.
I might head over to Buenos Aires.
But then, if you want something similar, I will tell you, you have Paraguay, which is, but it's not the same, bro. Because the thing about Dubai got so much money flowing, so many, so much innovation that you can actually do well when it comes to. You can get yourself set up quickly, and because it's the essence of capitalism. Put it this way. That's what I like about Dubai. Dubai, but the other places are more slower pace. Not. I mean, a place like Dubai, bro. I don't say it at all, bro. But Dubai is just crazy. I mean, everybody's moving to Dubai. It doesn't make any sense, bro. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because the lifestyle, the what Dubai offers you, it's just one of a kind, business wise. I mean, networking time. I mean, if you do network, like if you're into software, if you're into crypto, if you're into commerce, if you're into whatever you're into, Dubai is the spot. Imagine there is a Nasdaq Dubai. Imagine, you have nobody just it's just a copy of the West. I mean, they just put everything in one. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. So
So you say you haven't been to Medellin?
no, not yet.
Oh, yeah, you
But I've
gotta.
heard so much about it. I would love to.
You're gonna. Yeah, it's.
Strictly don't care about that shit, ho. Don't care about that booty ass.
What do you say?
Say again.
I said strictly probably don't care about that shit, ho, man.
No, because to me, when I go to a place, I want to tell you, I look at the business aspect of it. How well can I do in that place? And that's what I look at. I don't go for because I can't find it anywhere. So I just like meant to business because if your money is right, that thing come easily. If money's up, that's what I'm focusing on. The rest is secondary. If you make it a priority, it's nothing but your downfall. Yeah, nah. Mm-mm. Me, I know how to control my instincts. Yep.
Yeah, man. So other than that, I mean, what other benefits you notice about Singapore living over there? Like, how do the people treat you? Is what I'm saying? It's like,
Oh no, very good, very very good, very good. I mean, zero incident, very courteous. I mean, cordial. No, Singapore. No, it's very nice. It's very nice. I mean, and also like you said, I mean, from Singapore, you can go to Hong Kong, you can go to Malaysia, you can go to Thailand, you can go to all those neighboring Southeast Asian country. So you can get the best out of it. Singapore is nice. Singapore is nice. It's just that it's more cliquish than Dubai. Dubai, everybody's there to do business to make money, while Singapore people are more settled. Put it this way: Singapore is lots of old money and high skilled professional, while Dubai you find everything from crooks to wannabe to billionaire to charlatan, just name it.
so it's kind of like
Well,
the United
Singapore, you
States,
find.
right?
That's me. I'm a crook. Like money heist.
Yep, that's the United States. Put it this way, that's the United States. Well, Singapore, no, Singapore, those people are really
They really got game in Singapore. They like settle. If you meet someone in Singapore, that guy is solid. Well, Dubai got lots of new money. Dubai got lots of new money. They into that expensive car, expensive lifestyle, the biggest clock, the biggest tower, the biggest this, the biggest gold souk. Everything is just like it's show off. Put it this way. Well, Singapore, no, Singapore is solid. Singapore is like old money. Dubai is like new money. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So
so
everybody's like,
let me
it's
tell
like
you.
it's like the US.
Right now, because right
It's
now, there's this whole beef between Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb and Kwame Brown, and Anton Daniels got at it, Kwame Brown, and they both have been going back and forth. And Kwame Brown said, Anton Daniels, you new money, you see what I'm saying? And Kwame Brown said he's old money. So let me ask you this in regards to that. Do you notice any difference between old money and new money? What difference do you notice? Like, because I know you lived in both countries and you met a lot of interesting people. What have you noticed between the new money and old money?
that the new money is old money is silent. New money is loud.
Okay.
Yep, old money is silent. Old money is silent, bro. The guy is silent. You will never know. You'll never know because it's old money. The new money is just it's bold. They like to show that I finally made it.
Okay.
That's why you see that the super rich retreat. You won't see them driving like in Dubai. If you look at the Sheikh of Dubai, for instance, it's relatively old money because it's those monies pass from generation to generation. He drive a G class or a Land Rover or a Range Rover, but you won't see him driving a Bugatti. But then the guy with the Bugatti, the little Lamborghini, Ferrari, those are new money because you want to show that you get. I mean, listen. Put it this way: you only live once. If you got it to flaunt it, go ahead. Give yourself those pleasure because your life is short. If you love Bugatti, you can afford it. Hey, more power to you. But put it this way: before I buy Bugatti, I have to make sure that if I have a Bugatti that costs $2 million, I have to get my house I have to have a house of $30-40 million. I won't park. My car cannot cost more than my house. And old money is discreet, bro. New money is loud. I've seen the new money. I mean, I know I can't see new money. Look at Andrew Tate. Look at how he talk about every I'm rich.
That's new money. Yeah, new money.
Rich. They want to make sure that shoot. And you have to understand that because it makes sense. But old money, the guy will say, he say, well, how things? Yeah, but okay, I know a guy. The guy got billions, literally. When we talk to him, it's always like, things, not bad. I'm trying to make things happen. I said, hold on. What should I say? What about me? What should I say? If you're doing okay, then what am I? I'm dead then because, you're doing great, But then you see, so it's all, and that's all money. It's a whole different story.
Okay.
And,
because like,
yeah. Look at for instance, look at Bernard Arnault from Louis Vuitton. If you see him, that's all money. You can see it. The guy doesn't talk about it. He doesn't think. I mean, when you're all money, you don't have to present yourself. Everybody knows you. You don't have to present yourself. You don't have to make lots of noise to be able to be
let me ask
noticed.
you this strictly. You said, but so who's buying all these, Chanel, Gucci, all these designer brands? Like, is that old money or new money?
It's a mix.
Yes.
It's a mix. New money will buy you a Chanel, will wear, for instance, a Chanel purse because it's part of, or Louis Vuitton because it's part of, it's what they like. But they wouldn't wear, they would wear clothes, they wear designer clothes, but with no name brands on it. The guy might have a Louis Vuitton suit or a Gucci suit, but he wouldn't say Gucci or like a big logo. It's expensive, but discreet. It's classy. You'll see it's well tailored, tailor-made, but it's classy. You wouldn't see like a big belt say Dolce & Gabbana, D&G, LV. No, it were LV belts, but the regular buckle,
where you only see LV in the bottom, in the side where you don't see. So that's where you see that old money. You never see that like those big. No. They're more discreet, like because they were brand clothes, but the branded clothes, but not with those big logo. Like, yeah, you seen it because that's what you want to know. You want to make sure that people know that you have a Louis Vuitton shirt. Because so people know that how much it costs because you want people to be seen. And new money buy for quality. Like, oh, I like this because it lasts long or it fits me better. That's what you see. Yeah.
Tailor-made. They get that's how you can tell there's old money. They get their clothes tailor-made, and it's like they make sure it's like it fits well, it fits nice.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Where new money is like they're rocking that Gucci bag and Gucci shoes, Gucci jeans, Louis Vuitton, and all that. Where old money is more concentrated with comfort. You see what I'm saying? It's like the other day I was at Nordstrom and I was looking at this pants, bro. It was jeans, right? Strictly, it was jeans, right? I swear to God, I wore it. It felt like I was wearing a sweatpants. But guess how much it costs? $350.
How much?
And I'm thinking that this is something probably old money is getting, but the
Exactly.
jeans, you wouldn't even notice it was a name brand.
That's what I'm telling you.
I've never even heard about. But
what brand was it?
Most comfortable. It is the most comfortable pair of jeans. It's like it's like you wearing a pajamas.
Do you remember the brand? Do you remember it?
I don't, bro. The brand, it is so red. I don't even remember it.
Yeah, hold on. Someone asked it. What about these fools that throw money in the club? No, that's not even that's just showing off.
That's not even new money. That's
even new money. That's faking.
Guys that just got little bit of money and they're just showing it off.
Just faking, because that guy he will spend his money, then he go home. He will spend the club more money he has at home left, just to show that he can do it.
Yeah, because the way we describe it is like new money is like guys who are actually millionaires, multi-millionaires who just became millionaires recently. Well, old money is like people who've been millionaires, billionaires for like
also
20+ years.
You have to see, like, okay, look at Elon Musk. New money.
Elon Musk is new money? I don't think so. He's
no. Is when I mean new money, it came from a background where money was available to it, but they were not in that level. Put it this way. Elon Worth does it. I mean, is that look at his net worth?
Elon's not generational money. That's what he means.
That's what I'm telling you.
Bro, his family, he came from generational wealth. His family,
but not on that level, bro. Not in generational wealth.
It's not on the level. It's not on the level. This guy is not in those the guy worth $700 billion. But look at the guy. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. Look at Jeff Bezos. You can tell Jeff Bezos is new money. Look at Jeff Bezos. He want to make sure he's go to the yacht. He's make sure his wife got lip with fillers. You can tell that he tried to be discreet, but he's enjoying his money. Got the you can see that. But in Dubai, I've seen old money, bro. You see the guy coming in. You don't even know. In Dubai, don't was money or not because they all wear the kandura, which is their local clothing. But the guy he has his sandals, and then the guy got a Bugatti, got the Bentley. He owns the whole city. But you look at him walking the street, you think he's a normal guy.
Yeah, because like some people, the thing is like once you're used to it, it becomes you don't have any proof. You know what I'm saying? And I can. And even me is like I would do the same thing. It's like because it's like now you care about more comfort than actually. Because here's the thing, man. I don't. If you ever wear a Louis Vuitton jeans or you would notice that it's not comfortable, and it's like you'd be like, man, this is for the name brand. But then there's some brands like I was saying when I was in Nordstrom, I tried this pair of jeans that cost $350. Is a brand I never even heard about. And it felt like, I swear, it felt like me wearing the pajamas. It felt comfortable.
Exactly. So if you have the money, you won't buy for the brand, you buy because it fits well.
Yeah, but people, here's the thing, but people assume that, that billionaire over there, he's just wearing they assume he's wearing regular jeans and regular t-shirt, but they don't realize.
Exactly.
But they don't
But
realize he's wearing something that is comfortable, but it probably cost him like $300 for the jeans and $200 for the t-shirt because if it's comfortable to him. You know what I'm saying?
like for instance, all three of us, if we had the wealth that believe me, everybody will know.
See, honestly, you wouldn't know about me
Me,
because like I
no,
just
me,
don't
you'll know.
because
No,
I
me,
only wear a
you'll
short,
know.
bro. Huh?
No. The way I've struggled, I've like the way I had to hear that I finally reached that. You'll know me. A building with my last name on it. No, bro, life is short, bro.
Yeah, life is short,
Shoo.
but here's the thing, though. It's like, I mean, if a
Believe
Porsche
me, Buck.
911, Porsche 911, that's
If you reach the 300 million, life changed by itself. You circle change. You just start. I don't. It just as as this that you want to be, people will know.
and here's the thing, strictly is crazy. And here's the thing, not only people, but the females, even if you dress regular,
Yeah,
they will
they
pick
will
on
know,
females have some kind of telekinesis
bro.
where
They
they
will
know
see you. They'll say,
what kind of
"Bad,
God
bad."
has it or not.
Yeah,
You know
they'll
what I'm saying?
know because I'm not. First of all, you will
Because
go to
here's
certain
the thing, what
places.
the females pay attention to. Like, let's just say you're rich, but let's just say you're wearing a pair of jeans that is very comfortable, very tailor made to you, and is on point. It's nicely printed and all that. And you know what I'm saying? They can pick up on that. It's like they will say, "Oh man, this guy might be." We don't even know what kind of name brand he's wearing a pair of jeans,
Yeah,
but we
because
know this
people will
person
know.
got money.
Because I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why you will change. Because first of all, you become picky with your food now because you can afford anything you want. You don't use regular salt anymore. You use some type of salt made out of you change your thing because you can do it now. With an option, you start eating certain food, certain meat, certain fish because you say, you know what?
You start
I
eating
want to
self.
start farming. I want to start farming my fish because I don't like. I want to make sure my food is 100% organic. So like I can buy it. What I will do, I will make sure. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was a quick call. Yeah, so you adopt a certain lifestyle. You like certain meat. It's an acquiring taste because now you can you don't drink beer anymore. If you drink beer now, you only like champagne, but certain champagne because it doesn't give you any headache. You just start like for instance, me. I love cigar so much, and then I was spending so much money on cigar. You know what I did? I've developed a brand of cigar. Now I don't buy cigar anymore. I use my own stash because I produce cigar. I have someone that makes cigar for me. I made a brand for the Middle East because. So guess what? I smoke cigar because I love them, and then I've acquired this. I love certain cigar now, and I can't tell what's a good cigar from a bad cigar now, because I can do it. Those are the certain things that slowly but surely you get into, you know,
Yeah,
because
I saw the Osaya cigars, man. That's big. I'm gonna need one of those one day, bro.
anytime, let me know, I send you, give me your address, if I can send you some samples, you can try them, I mean, they for handmade, it's like, he has that, because we're at Source, they also grow cacao. So the land is kind of so it's tobacco, but he has that aroma of cacao. I mean, it's lovely, morning with good coffee, like coffee, for instance. There's coffee and coffee. I like Ethiopian coffee. You go with my cigar. So you start giving yourself the small because this is relative, it depends. It's a personal thing, But to me, I've developed certain taste. Like when it comes to meat, I like certain meat, like I love Kobe. I love Wagyu, but I cannot buy it every single time because it's just too expensive. You know, it's just too expensive, bro. But a good, say, then you start.
you start something cut. I love only rib. I like it, but you just can't do this all the time. I'm telling you. But I wish I could do. And then I'm telling you, you start getting some ozone treatment, some because you want to clear your skin. Because you can do those things. The next thing you know, you just you involve yourself into that because you indulge because it's affordable. You can afford all those different things. It doesn't matter how much. I mean, once you reach that level, it doesn't matter how humble you try to be. Nah, your house all of a sudden your furniture looks dingy because you don't like the color. You don't want a house by the Mediterranean overlooking. Like I'm telling you, like for instance, now if we become the level where we won't be talking about Medellin anymore. We don't like Medellin anymore. Now we like Monaco. You like Ukraine. You like Saint-Tropez. You like Ibiza because you you don't want to be in the midst of everything. You worry about your security anymore. So you feel like, what would I'm telling you? You start flying. You have a personal assistant that choose your girls because you want. I'm telling you, things change because you can do it. It is one of the Jambia cacao blended into cigar. That's dangerous if you had that. Listen, I know. I'm telling you.
Hey, man.
Yep, Fresh Boy knows about it.
Yeah, I appreciate the time, guys. I'm getting dead tired, so I'm probably hop off, man.
Yeah, same here. I have to finish a few things because I was waiting for operation. Yeah, but guys, it was nice talking to you. Let's keep it up. I will do live once in a while on my free time, and then let's keep on exchanging. We're gonna come up with something, Brian. You and I, we're gonna come up with the IT field. Let's see what we can do. Anybody want to jump in into the mix? Let's do it, and let's create. Let's have to network and create stuff, bro.
Yeah, man.
Now with all those tools that we have, we can do Zoom, we can do private call, we can do multiple things we can do and brainstorm and say we can do, and let's make a difference, bro.
Let's do it, man. I still got your WhatsApp, brother. I know where you're at, man.
No problem, buddy. Let's keep in touch.
All right, man. All right, Buck. It's nice talking to you,
man. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Bucks, thanks for coming, and then let's keep in touch. Thanks, buddy.
Everybody.
Okay, Buck.
that nigga gone. All right, guys.
I was muted. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying, I'm gonna log off as well because I have a few things to do. But
if you want to drop,
like I said, nice talking to you guys
on the chat.
Say again. Okay, let me do it. Let me put the WhatsApp in the back. Go 1 second. Let me put. Put my number in the back. Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead. Wait, you put it? I don't see it. Okay.
I'm putting it right now.
Yeah, these are the same topics we should be having in this space. You see what I'm saying? It's always about
exactly. Let's stop doing it. It doesn't matter how many people we have, but let's talk.
It's like the crazy thing is, strictly the people with money, they have these conversations when they meet up, when they chilling at the cigar lounge or when they go into these events. These are the conversations they talk about: business deals, moving forward, and all that. They're not talking, bro. Women, nobody. When people reach to a certain level, they don't even bring up women because the women is always going to be there.
They're there because that's accessible. You have the status. You don't need. They're there. They're there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cigar very popular nowadays. That coffee people don't know about it, but it's happening. Yeah. So you got my number, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead, copy and paste. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna reach out.
Okay, copy it. I'm gonna go ahead and log out because I have a few things I need to go to finish before the night is over. And then let's keep in touch. Let's keep this going.
All right, for sure, man. All right, man. Take it easy, bro.
Take it easy. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.